Hello, everybody, and welcome to another. See, I say this when I don't remember the actual number of the episode. 11. Anyway, hello. Roll20 presents Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We're minus our bard today. Elf is away. I think in the wilderness of Canada, destroying her enemies. I think is the winning at LARPing.
Mm-hmm.
I think is the thing. Yeah.
Can you win at LARPing?
Episode 10.
It's a 4-day weekend.
This is 10. Okay.
Because of Queen Victoria.
Yes, yeah. So Queen Victoria has given Elf the ability to destroy her enemies in a fantasy land in the middle of nowhere in Canada. So that's good. Elf still, even not being here, leading the most interesting life of all of us. Before we get started today, there's a couple of quick things I want to talk about because we have some dates for things and some stuff is going on. So for the next little while, for the foreseeable future, we're going to be doing 3-hour episodes of this show, which means an hour and a half and then a break and then another hour and a half. So that's the thing that's going to be happening. Obviously, Elf is away today, but we'll be returning next time that we play. And then people have been asking because Saltmarsh comes out, tomorrow? Tomorrow. Yep. So people are like, are you going to be finished with Mad Mage? Are you going to play Saltmarsh? What are you going to do? My plan right now, and we talked about this a little bit with the cast offline, the plan is I'm going to take a look at Saltmarsh this week sometime, hopefully. We'll do that on stream. I'll take a look at it, and then I'll prep that for a little side journey. One of the adventures is appropriately leveled for this group, so we will take these nerds. We will leave the Mad Mage behind temporarily, take a trip to beautiful sunny Saltmarsh, and then come back until September, which is when I believe the Descent is coming out. The full title of it is what? Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, I think.
See, here's the thing. Real quick. You said that we would have to have new characters.
For that, it's level 1, yeah.
But
yes,
can I play Macaria anyway?
You just want to de-level Macaria and go back to
Baldur's
level
Gate is where Merkel is.
We'll see. We'll see how we want to
What
make that
if
work.
you played Macaria's twin sister? That's still level 1.
Yeah, right, exactly. Be Macaria's twin brother, Brocaria.
Brocaria.
Yeah. So hey, right, see, Kamaria. Yeah, everybody's got ideas in chat. So the idea is, so Saltmarsh is not in Greyhawk in this. Saltmarsh is one of those adventures, kind of like Tomb of Annihilation, where you can drop Saltmarsh in anywhere. So we'll just pick a place, probably like on the Moonsea or something, where everything is crap and everybody's miserable anyway. So we'll send them over there. We'll take a little side journey. It'll be like a Hot Springs episode, but with salt marshes. So we'll do that. And then we'll come back to this thing. And then, yes, as Chap pointed out, the title, we haven't confirmed whether, because every time we finish an adventure, then we check in to renew and see if we're going to do another one. So if we go ahead and do Descent into Avernus, the title of that show will be Roll20 Presents Dungeons & Dragons, Baldur's Gate, Descent into Avernus, with as many colons in there as you'd like. Just throw them around willy-nilly like
you
your
forgot
Mark Reinhagen.
The unofficial title of Roll20 Presents Dungeon Fuckers. Dungeons.
Well, I mean, so the unofficial fan episode, the fan titling would be Dungeon Fuckers Go to Hell, I think is the name of that.
Yeah.
That would be the secret name of that show would be Dungeon Fuckers Go to Hell. Yeah.
It's a secret.
It's
everybody.
A secret. Don't tell anybody. Yeah. The name's so cool, you can't even say it in chat. So that's all future stuff. That'll be things that we'll be announcing in more detail as we go. But basically, my plan is to do some prep for Saltmarsh, take a look at it, and then and jump in and take these folks over to that one. I think the adventure that's leveled for y'all is the last one, and I don't know yet how interconnected they are. So it should be interesting to take a look at that and jump into that thing. But for right now, for this week at the very least, and probably next week as well, we got Mad Mage Dungeon to do. We're pushing a statue into an energy field. So
by we mean 8.
Yes, by we mean 8. So this is the current situation, right? You are in this very weird room, which I feel like describes most of the rooms in this dungeon. There are 4 stone columns carved to look like elf maidens And in the center, visible to Macaria briefly during the effects of the spell, a field of transmutational energy. Next to it, to the east, a series of rooms contained within stone statues, which, Lauren, if you'd like to roll your eyes at my continued use of calling them statues, please go ahead. They're definitely statues, totally not petrified people.
Sure.
So you found them and you have dragged one of them, a youngish human bemustached figure, a rakish figure. You have dragged the statue back with the intention to push it into the energy field and see what happens. And all of this is being witnessed by a funny little creature shaped like a cube from another dimension, who has been marching around, taking a look at things. So this creature is now watching you in neutrality as you go to push the statue in. And I believe that we ended on the actual statue being pushed into beyond the threshold. Now, yeah, exactly. 8, how much are you just like shoving it? Are you picking it up and moving it so your arms go into the field? Describe this action to me, please.
I do not want to touch the field. I do a slidey push maneuver.
Okay, so this is an attempt to like slide it without having it like tip over, or are you just going to shove it over?
Yeah, let's try not to shove it over, and it'll smash, and the man will die when he comes to life. Actually, that's interesting. Because if you broke it and all the pieces fell into the thing, would you like reappear in like chunks of like
yes, blood? I think I've always interpreted that to be the case, that if you had a stone statue that is a petrified person and they break and then you cast stone to flesh or whatever on them, either they come back as bloody chunks like a Quake 3 arena match, or the spell just doesn't work. But I feel like it's funnier if they get telefragged and there's chunks of them everywhere.
Okay. I'll try and be good, but we'll see.
God, I'm having Tomb flashbacks. Wasn't there a petrified guy in that too?
Yeah, okay. And I used an amulet or something.
That's right. It was the Medusa's ex-boyfriend.
We wasted that on that guy, didn't we?
I did waste that on that guy, yes.
All right, so you slide the statue. You push it in front of you out into the field, and as it crosses over the intangible barrier between the two statues, there is a moment of pregnant tension. There is a moment of destiny hanging in the air, and then nothing. The statue stares blankly back at you, mousy eyes, beady in its stony face.
Macaria like peeks her head around the corner, and it's just like, can we get on with it then?
So sad.
The strange cube creature, Cubey over here, looks up at you, 8, as if waiting for you to finish the job. There is an expectant look on its highly emotive face.
What do you want me to do? Well, it goes the other way, but I'm not going in it.
It makes a series of impossible to discern chirping and beeping sounds.
Maybe you have to trade. If you want that man to be unfrozen, then you have to volunteer to be frozen yourself.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, that sounds useless.
Well, yes, it sounded useless the whole time, but you still insisted on trying to do it.
Because it was interesting.
The creature approaches you, 8, and stands at your feet and looks up at you and folds its little arms over. I was going to say its chest, but doesn't have a chest, or its chin, I guess. Folds its arms in front of it and looks up at you, and then looks at the statue, and then looks at you again.
Maybe you have to pull it back out.
Then do the hokey pokey and turn yourself about. Is that?
Yeah, and then you put your right pie in. And
yeah, put your stone man in. You take your stone man out. Yeah, that's how it works.
Let me just.
Jules gonna like look at the elf statues and just like tap them and be like, "Why aren't you working?" Not that she has any arcana, but she wants to.
Yeah, you can make a check. So I'll give you the description again. So the columns do support the ceiling, so it's not simply just statues of elves. It's, you know how sometimes they'll like carve a column to look like It looked like a thing, but it's still a functional column. So they're white marble, which means they're different from all the other stone in this room and this place. They're very out of place. They look like they've been installed after the fact. They are shaped in the likeness of a stoic female elf in flowing robes with a flowering branch clutched to her chest. They're all identical. It's all the same statue. They're not in different poses or anything like that. The walls of this place are carved to look like unicorns and bare branched trees. And then we know that a pale light filled the area if you looked at it in magic. And you can't see it otherwise, but you can feel it. There's an energy in the air.
Are the statues facing inward or outward?
They are facing in. Yeah, they all face essentially like a cross, like that.
Okay. They're like looking into the center. I don't know. Jewel, see you. Like, do they rotate? Maybe it's a switch.
You want to try to like move them?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they do not seem to. They do not seem to move. You place your hands on them, turn them back and forth. They're very, very solidly in place.
Well, that was worth a try.
It was, yeah. Did you want to make an Arcana check? I don't know how much more
Sure.
you can derive from observing them, but
I mean, 7.
with a 7, the answer is not much.
Yeah.
7.
Jewel's not a magic-oriented person.
No, you're fine. You got all the information that you could last time, anyway. I think.
Well, there's another door. We could always check that. Maybe there's a lever or something. I'm still like hiding behind the wall, poking my head out.
I think when you say that, that's when like Jewel will start like looking at the carvings on the wall and just see like, are any of them a lever or a switch? Is there
make an investigation check. So
like out of place.
When it becomes clear that whatever the little drone, nice. Okay, so when it becomes clear while you're searching the room, while it becomes clear that whatever it is that this little drone guy is waiting isn't going to happen, it rolls its eyes in frustration or disgust or whatever, and then continues its little patrol around the statues. Jewel. Nothing else in this room, including the door over here, appears to be trapped or have any kind of hidden switch. Nothing you can detect with a very, very good investigation check.
Well, maybe it is in a different room, or
I mean, it does occur to you as well that you have seen, you've seen other people use magic items that require like a command word or something be spoken, or an activation behavior, hand signs, maybe a material component. Maybe you have to like wave something through the field. Magic does tend to require.
Yes. Does anyone have a stick?
Actually, yes.
What?
Jewel has half a 10-foot pole. She's got a.
That's right. You do have a severed 10-foot pole.
She'll lean in at the edge of her 5-foot square and like poke the statue.
Klaatu Verada. He said most of the words. It's fine. Yeah. Okay. So you wave the magic stick, the broken broom handle, your 5-foot pole. You wave it through the field, and nothing seems to happen. There's no effect.
Well, your ideas are interesting, but currently not effective.
I mean, your ideas are wasting our time. So,
how far away from the field does the quadrone? I mean, the thing.
The quadrone? Yeah, the thing you don't know the name of. It tends to stay pretty close. It's like within a 5-foot radius. He's just like walking around.
Push it in.
You could try. Like you want to step back and wait for it to come past you, and then just push.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an attack roll, I guess.
I'll do a shove action, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so you get your shield and everything, so you just shield bash it.
Push little man.
Okay. All right, so it needs to oppose with what? Dex or strength?
Athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, so it has neither of those. So
Roll bad.
okay, I got a 17 which beats your 13. And yeah, it's a Boston Dynamics type of situation. I think it like wobbles and its legs like kind of flop a little bit and it like, wobbles back. And then it turns and it looks up at you like you what, mate? And I think it like shoves your legs like angrily. And it makes a long squealing noise.
Go into there. I point at it. Go.
It poses threateningly. It puts its like armed little fists on the side of it and looks up at you like, I dare you. Start something with me.
Shove it again.
I kind of do want to shove it again. But it is cute and I don't want to hurt it. I don't know, maybe if we explore the rest of the entirety of the level, then we'll find the magic words. Probably somewhere.
Yeah, they're probably etched on a wall behind a toilet somewhere at the other end of the dungeon.
If I turn around to look at the froggies behind me, are they any of them like look like they're making a gesture or like holding a
they're all like
stick
this
or something?
No, they look like like I said before. They look like they are like surprised, right? They're in the middle of something. It looks like they've been surprised by something and then turned to stone. So they're like in the middle of something and they're just kind of like startled.
Well, this is useless.
I don't get it.
Neither do I.
Yes, fine.
But I'm used to not understanding things, so let's go.
Did you just walk through that field?
No, I went around.
Jules like, hey,
I'm not an idiot.
all right. And she'll open this door.
Okay. All right. So let me take a look at the room beyond. We'll say goodbye to our little planar friend for the time being.
We'll be back.
Okay. So let's see. You got a 23 on your investigation check, so I'll give you a little warning before you open the door. So you come to the door, and you can hear on the other side some kind of like grunting or snuffling, some animal noises. Now, not immediately on the other side of the door, but around, somewhere beyond. You can also hear like clicking, as if of claws on stone.
She will translate this information to the other groups and like draws her, I mean, she probably already had her sword out, but like make sure that she has her weapon well in hand as she very carefully opens the door.
Okay. So your idea is to open the door and like peer inside?
Yeah, I think she
make a stealth check then, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna stand behind this.
Yeah, behind cover? Okay. All right, let me roll.
Yeah, not looking at it because I mean, I don't know. I've played role-playing games.
It might be.
I love it when you do that, Dave. Where you just like you say something and then just trail off like grumbling. I just stand over here. They played a role playing game before.
Yeah, it's my special move.
I got these pretzels. $5. All right. Okay, great. So, you crack the door open, and it slides open silently, and you are able to peer beyond and see what's on the other side.
Good.
So, on the other side, you see two slightly emaciated, but still quite enormous creatures. They have the body of a bear and the face of an owl and the claws of an owl and the feathers of an owl. Like they're big bear owls, you might call them, if you couldn't think of a cool name for them.
That sounds weird to me. I mean,
hoot bears? What do you think?
Hoot bears.
Hoot bears, I think is the, yeah.
Oh dear.
Well,
do they appear to have noticed Jewel when she opens the door?
They certainly have not.
Okay, so she will kind of like lean back to the group. Doesn't touch the door. She's like, owl bears. They're owls. I don't know. They look like something that like a bear and an owl did the nasty.
Winnie the Hoot.
Work.
I don't know. I should probably
I
know
mean,
what an owlbear is. I feel like they're popular.
I mean, like
Everyone
maybe.
knows them now.
I mean, Jewel might.
This is a
but
thing that I
I
wish
know.
if I were rewriting the monster manual, this is what I would do. I would put in every single entry, I would put like basic things that a character would know about them based on like certain stuff, right? To be like, everybody knows this about goblins. Some people know this. Only people who study them know this. This is like extremely severe secret knowledge. Like just a little paragraph in every monster. There you go. You can have that, wizards. That's yours for free. You can have that one.
So she
Wait,
kind of looks back expectantly at the rest of the group, like,
So is it one of
like-
Alastair's experiments again, or
maybe, but are we gonna? They look hungry.
Anything good in there?
well, feed it that?
I mean, I
cube
can't
thing.
see anything else, and I feel like they probably have a reasonable ability to see in the dark and smell things.
Can you make a nature check for me real quick?
Sure.
Also, I
Just-
was looking for this hoot bear hand.
10.
If we could figure out how to unfreeze those,
So these hoot
goats.
bears, they look hungry. They're under their like there's feathers lying on the floor that they look like they've shed. They don't look healthy, is all I'm saying. They look like kind of emaciated and yeah.
could I make one into a zombie?
No, you do not have the capacity for that.
Damn.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, we could try and unfreeze the goats and then feed them, or just throw the goblin. Did you already throw the goblin?
Goblin's already inside the circle. I don't know.
So,
That's
do we
just
want to
kill
aggro them?
Aggro.
Make them feel aggressive.
They're always aggressive. Yeah, let's just kill them.
That's their
Come on.
secret.
That's fine.
Yeah, you can just charge
so-
them. Just be like, owl bears.
I mean, Rin's not here to talk sense into the
So
party.
eight, when you look at them, yeah, we get that cartoon thing where you see the two owl bears kind of like snuffling around in the room, but then we see from 8's point of view, and they disappear, and they appear as like big burlap sacks with XP written on the side of them, but they're still making owl bear noises.
They seem large and can't attack us both through the doorway.
You can see more of the room now, actually, too, and I can tell you a little bit about that. So in this room, which is unusually shaped, and from what you can see, the walls here they were at some point carved nicely to depict elves mounted on enormous elk parading through a forest. But it has long fallen into disrepair. There are big sections of the wall that have been scratched off, presumably by hoot claws. Yeah, but you see Thranduil everywhere, all over the walls. And then there is rubble laying kind of all around the outside edges, like along the walls. And you can't really make out what the rubble used to be because you're too far and it's like dim light and yeah, and you're kind of far away.
You know, I've never met a wood elf, but from all the depictions of them, they seem like assholes.
You would say that. Very well. If we want to bottleneck them at the doorway, then please
Or this
take a ranged weapon or something.
small hallway would probably work too.
Just don't die.
So I mean, at this point, I think that maybe you notice because they notice the light at the door. So
Yeah.
As Ada's come forward, the light is spilled out into the door, and one of the owlbears looks up and turns and starts making kind of chuffing, hooting noises, which I'm not going to attempt to recreate for your
No?
entertainment.
Oh, but are you sure?
I should have just gone and gotten a sound clip of an owl and a bear and just overlaid them and then just played it at full volume.
Mash them both.
What
Like
what
a
if
keyboard sample.
you just throw some food at them and train them? Then we can ride them like those elk into battle.
And you said that.
Jewel
we
looks
have-
at all of our collective ability in animal handling and
Do you know how to train your owlbear?
Let me just check. Makaria, I've got a +4 to animal handling. Merkel helps,
That's-
handle
that's
animals.
Let's shoot them now.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Makaria. Just go in the room and tame the owlbears.
Yes.
Do it like
Jewel,
do
steps
fucking
back
like
after you.
yeah. Just go out there with your little clicker. Just put your hand up. I've seen Jurassic World. I know how this shit works.
I'm just gonna run away from a T-Rex in heels. Yeah, it'll be great. No, it's fine. You go ahead and go first. I'll stay right here.
So this one has started coming over to
Jewel is
investigate.
like, what if we get one of them to come into the circle?
Great idea.
Yes.
Was there an owlbear in the frozen rooms? I don't remember
No,
seeing.
this is
No.
because we would have had the whole hoot bear conversation earlier.
Let's. Yeah, that's a great idea. We
Yeah,
should do that.
Jewel's gonna back up
Oh, I
when
will.
she sees it coming towards them.
Yeah, so they're both kind of coming to investigate now.
I will also back up.
And sneaks. Yeah, she's like,
I'm gonna stand behind this pillar. Me and my skeleton friend.
in an ideal scenario, she would like to sneak in after the first one gets in and close the door so they can kill one at a time.
Mm.
Not bad.
So possible she's gonna try and like hide.
I will not try and hide. I will be like, owl thing, this way. Yeah.
Okay, so before you really have a chance to do anything, seeing the owl beast, the little cube stops and draws from a quiver on its back, draws an arrow, and draws the arrow back and points it at the owlbear and makes a threatening sound.
Yes, tiny cube.
no,
Kill the
Hide behind the magic.
Aggro. I'm gonna stealth even if it's not relevant. 'Cause it feels
The bear takes a few steps into the room and bellows loudly. It's somewhere between a screech and a roar. And the tiny cube thing extends itself as far as its little stick legs will carry it, make it as big as it can. Its wings flutter out from its back, and it makes it stands its ground. It makes a squealing modem noise at the bear.
Oh.
Threatening beeps. They seem to be having a face-off.
come attack the cube thing there, owl.
So you're not sure if it can understand you or not, but when you say something, the cube looks back at you, Makaria, and makes a face. Can you make an insight check? I want to see if you can understand basic humanoid emotion.
I roll a 23
Okay.
on my insight check.
The look in its eyes, however alien this creature may be, the look in its eyes is a look of like, this shit's about to get real. Will you help me? Right? It gives this look like I can't do this by myself, friend.
I cast Toll the Dead on the owlbear.
They're gonna cast it on the cube.
I thought about it. I thought about
He
it while I
extends
was
a look
thinking
of trust and desire, and you're just like blamp, and he just blows up.
I mean, I could have. I thought about it, but
Okay, so hold on. They're facing off. There's this moment of tension. Let's all roll initiative.
Okay.
And see where we go from here. I'm gonna try something with my macro. I've never done this before. Hold on. So you can roll the initiative modifier is clear. So I have this macro that lets me roll initiative for any token I've selected. Now I've never tried to select multiple tokens and click it. If I blow up the universe, I'm sorry. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, it just does one. All right, good. Good to know.
If I blow up the universe.
Okay, Hoot Bears.
you can change my initiative is 16.
Should be 16? Okay. Yeah. All right. So, all hell breaks loose, and the Hoot Bears rush into the room. We're gonna let it ride on your stealth check. Jewel, you're still hidden. There's no reason for you to like reroll or anything. I don't think the light situation is different enough to matter. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yes, the bear screeches in anger and rushes into the room to attack. It gets up on its hind legs and goes fucking full revenant on this thing and swiping.
Wait, full revenant?
Yeah, like the movie, not the undead creature. So this thing is the bear from the Revenant, and the quadrone is
the Revenant from the Revenant?
is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Is Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, did I not tell you that this little creature was played by Leonardo DiCaprio in this episode? Sorry, they should have mentioned that.
I have
Is there even one Revenant in the Revenant?
I believe that Leonardo DiCaprio is the eponymous Revenant in that film because he dies, but then isn't really dead, and he comes back to life.
Got him.
He's kind of a Revenant. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Armor class is set here. All right, so one beak and one claw attack. So it rears up, whoom, swings a claw, and strikes the little creature, dealing it a painful blow. So there's a slash, sparks fly from the owlbear's claws. The thing gets turned aside, and then it lunges forward. Razor beak snapping, but not Razor Beak the Transformer, just a razor beak, knocking the creature to the floor. The bear is now on top of him. He's unconscious. He's fallen. He casts one last look back at his friends, and then his little eyes flutter shut. The bear roars at the rest of you. It can't see Jewel. Roars at the rest of you like, back off. This is my food. And looks like its plan is to drag the thing into the other room. The second owlbear comes to investigate and sees what's going on and holds its action there. So, let me get my initiative order back up here. All right, Makaria, your skeleton is not yet commanded to do anything. Jewel.
I assume the other one's in the doorway, so she doesn't know her ability to close the door, but she's gonna try because one owlbear seems better to fight than two. So I'm gonna take the disengage action so that it can't attack me. I guess no, yeah. Dash disengage.
Dodge action.
Bonus action. No, bonus action to disengage so I can move through it, and then my action to close the door.
So it can't AOO you if it can't see you, but I feel like if you get within 5 feet of it, there's no more stealth.
Yeah, which is fine, which is why I'm going to take the bonus action to disengage so that it can't.
This owlbear can't AOO.
I don't think either of them can.
No, I meant that's the one you're trying to avoid AOO.
Yes. So then she quietly sneaks around behind it, very carefully trying not to get hit by it, and then sees the other one and just closes the door in its face.
Right. Okay. So
she's hoping it's maybe either not smart enough to open the door or she can lock it, but that's her action is to close the door.
Okay. Yeah, they don't have locks, but you just swing it shut, and there's a muffled confused noise on the other side. Because the bear was like, hey, everybody's yelling, what's happening? It comes up, and then suddenly there's a door in its face. And the one over here, I think, probably hears that noise of the second owlbear, looks over its shoulder and sees you and bellows at you. You get a bunch of spit from its beak, bellows at you, get away from this thing. And now you've closed off its escape route. So it's not sure what to do. It's feeling pretty, tense. So you disengaged, you moved, you're still disengaged. There's a door.
Then my action was to close the door.
And your action, interact with object, close door. Okay, perfect. 8.
I'm gonna move.
Okay.
I'm gonna stab an owlbear.
Okay, yeah, the bear is roaring at you, back the fuck off, this is mine. But it has already taken its turn. So yeah, go ahead and make your first attack.
Owlbear. Do what I want. It says a 16 hit.
Yes, it does.
All right. Become stabbed. 11 points of damage.
Okay.
He's marked.
Okay.
I'm gonna stab him again.
All right.
Woo.
Mark the owlbear has been stabbed.
25 will hit, and we'll do another 14 points of damage.
Nice. Okay. All right. So yeah, you rush forward with your javelin, shield up, and stab the owlbear twice. It bellows in confusion and hungry rage.
Good.
On the floor, I'm gonna roll a d20 for our little friend here.
Come back to life. Don't die.
That is an 8. That's one failed death save for.
Wait,
our
the
little
Modron
friend.
gets death save?
I'm gonna give him death saves. I think we like him enough.
We don't like Copper enough. Well, he was.
Copper was a piece of shit. All right.
I needed him.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. All right. So the little Modron has taken one failed death save. It dreams of a land of gears and oil. Makaria, it is your turn.
I think that there's a moment of confusion where I'm when 8 rushes up and starts stabbing it, where I'm I thought we were trying to get it to come through. Oh, God. Ugh. And I will cast Toll the Dead on Owlbear Friendo. DC 15 Wisdom save.
How wise is an owlbear?
How
That's a
wise
lot
is
of
an
damage.
owlbear?
This owlbear is 15 wise.
Well, it takes no damage.
That's right.
Look at that 23.
It would have taken 23 if it was less wise. And then I will use my bonus action to command my skeleton to stand within visible range of the owlbear and make come on, boy actions on this side.
Okay, good. All right. Cool. All right. So, the owlbear on the other side of the door from Jewel, is going to attack the door. So it roars and starts like clawing at the door because there's food and there's pain shouting from its like friend owlbear on the other side. So it makes a claw attack on the door, which is a big hit. What did we say that these doors, they're like AC 15 with 2d8 hit points, I think is what we were doing for last time.
I don't remember.
I think that's a stone door.
I don't think you told us. But
I think that's the generic like stone door. So let's, you know what? Even if I rolled 16, the door is sundered by this claw attack. So yeah, you shut the door. You're like, owlbear problem solved. And on the other side, you hear this huge bellow, and then the door is just smashed off of its hinges. And shattered. Now let me double check real quick because this will mean there's a second attack on you. Let me see if Undermountain has a specific hit point in AC for its doors. I do not believe that it does. They are thick. Oh, they're not even stone. They're thick, sturdy wood. So yeah, AC 15 and then and then 2d8. Okay, so yeah, it shatters the door. And then follows up with a beak attack on Jewel on the other side. So here we go.
that's bad.
It gets a 15. A 15. Narrowly missing you. So razor sharp beak snaps shut in the air. You scramble backwards.
I think Lauren is frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Yep.
This one.
Sure is. Jewel stays perfectly still. There we go. Okay. And now we have two half Blue Jays. That's all right, Dave. It's just still me and you. We're good.
I'm here.
Frozen in fear. Well, yeah, but no one can see you because you're gone.
What about
There you go. You want to lean the other way, so you're Makaria again.
Oh,
There you are. So, okay. So she's fine. She doesn't have to do anything. Makaria, do you want to make like a check for your skeleton of some kind, maybe?
would it be animal handling? In which case it would be wisdom
To try. Well, see, the thing is, like, to try to like goad it away.
or persuasion, which would be charisma.
I'm just trying to think of a situation in which it would charge the skeleton, because just gesturing won't make any difference, right? Being like, "Come here, boy," like it's not a dog, and it's protecting what it thinks is food, and 8 is hurting it. I
It's
just
not
don't.
like
I don't.
it wasn't.
Okay, I think the skeleton just stands there like waving and gesturing.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I understand that it's not a mechanically great thing.
No,
for
that's
the
okay.
skeleton to do.
Look at that. It worked out great. You jumped right back to where you were. Perfect. Hi, welcome back. You almost got bit by an owlbear, and then you didn't get
Not
bit by
quite.
an owlbear. And then
Sorry about
Makaria's skeleton did nothing.
Yeah.
Because there's just no fictional circumstance under which the owlbear would be taunted enough by a skeleton to leave both prey and a threat
Unless
and
the
charge
skeleton had nice meat on its bones.
it. Yeah, even then. It's your turn, Jewel. There's an
That's a
enormous
spell.
owlbear
Cool.
that just tried to kill you. Welcome back.
There are 2 owlbears now.
Mhm.
So my plan with the door did not work.
Yeah, I mean, it worked great, and then the door just didn't. The
Just
door is
didn't-
gone.
Didn't pull its weight.
Yeah.
I'm just reloading because
Yeah, it's okay.
Roll20 borked. I think probably stabbing the one that has been stabbed and backing up out of the place that will be sandwiched between an owlbear and or the owl end and the bear end of 2 separate owlbears.
That's right.
That just seems like a problem. So let's back up.
Okay.
Find myself on this very large map.
I can shift. I'll shift click you. There you
Thank you.
go. Yeah, welcome back.
So let's go. I guess we're gonna disengage and we're gonna go much farther back.
Okay.
Bonus action, disengage.
Yep.
If I can. Just like waves at the owlbear.
Bye.
And probably the same side that 8's on. She's gonna come. I feel like to here, but we
Okay.
do want one of them to go into the thing. So maybe all the.
Yeah, I'm gonna push that one. I'm gonna push it so good.
Okay,
I mean, the direction you're at right now, you're not going to push it into the anything.
I can circle around it.
You can
That's
move.
great.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so she'll go to here, and then her actual action will be to stab.
Okay.
There are 2 of them, and one of them's got to die, for sure. And then the other one maybe gets turned to stone. Hard to say.
So you still got your action. You still got a stab. So go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Let's go in with a stab.
Yeah, it's a hit. You got 17.
Nice, and I have a buddy, so I can sneak attack for 19 damage. Math.
Damn.
19 damage.
All right. So you evade being murdered by the owlbear, run off around the corner, and then stab this other owlbear who is now bleeding profusely onto the floor and howling in pain. It becomes angry and frustrated, and like you're right next to it now, and there's 2 people poking at it, and it just really wanted food, and it's enraged. Let's see if it.
I feel a little bad.
Let's see if it lasts the turn. 8.
Well, we got this one to stab. Or should I push this one and then hope the other one gets into? It's hard to know.
I say take care of one, and then we can try and toy with the other one.
Okay, yeah, let's
But
stab
2
this
are
one.
much harder to deal with than 1.
Yeah. Stabbing commence. 17. That'll hit, since it did last time. 10 more damage.
Okay.
Is it still up?
It is. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I'll stab it again. 20 and 13 more damage.
All right. Now it's definitely dead. With one last pathetic bellow, the owlbear sinks to the floor, dead.
Good. And I will, because I don't want it to hit Jewel, stand like here, maybe? And then we can do some weird shoving sort of deal next to. I don't know how we're going to do that.
Okay. Are you good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Modron 20.
That's 1 and 1, so it's a 15. Let me go ahead and update my failure or success meter. Okay, there you go. So it's one failed, 1 succeed. Makaria, it's your turn.
We have one owlbear left and the other one's dead.
Yeah, I
Yes.
stabbed one.
Unfortunately, the second owlbear got enough XP from killing the door that it's now leveled up. So it's a super owlbear. So yeah.
I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. I thought we were trying to tempt one into the square.
Yes, I'm just standing in the way so it doesn't maul Jewel to death like that door.
Or you could all stand not in the way so it could actually get in the square. I don't understand what we're
I
doing.
mean, the problem is that
I'll
it
cast-
will move before Jewel moves.
I
and
don't.
it
I'll cast.
target-
I cast Toll the Dead on the owlbear.
Okay.
Like the 8 somehow subconsciously they understand initiative, but the rest of us don't. We're like, why aren't we just?
This is
like,
what 8 was
no.
programmed for this. It's a perfect character for Dave. Okay, so this is a wisdom save. 16. Wise ass
Yeah,
owlbears.
Damn, owlbear's so wise.
Okay. All right. So the second owlbear,
Take a run from me. Don't you dare.
I'm gonna make a roll here. I rolled a 16. Okay, that owlbear, like again, like it was up on its hind legs, like making noise, and slashed the door, fell down, tried to kill Jewel. Jewel ran off. It makes a low, like angry sound, and then like turns its head and just goes back into the other room.
Okay.
Okay, Makaria, your skeleton continues to gesture, gesticulating wildly.
Stop that.
Jewel, it's your turn.
Heal the Modron. Heal it. Stabilize it.
Sure. She will go up to the Modron and make a medicine check.
Yeah, okay. Make it a disadvantage because you have no idea what the hell this thing
for
is.
Sure. Does 8 say that out loud? Like, is 8 like
Quick, rescue the tiny creature.
17?
Okay. All right. Yes, you stay
even
with this, even with your
Don't die.
ability. Yes. So you try to like mop up the bluish black like goo coming out of it that looks like blood, and then put pressure on its semi squishy cube surface. It doesn't appear to be like I don't even know if these things breathe, but it doesn't look like it's dying anymore.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, nice.
I mean, that's her turn.
Ovid, if you could drag it out of the way as well, so I could push this.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, you can't do both.
Okay.
8 is your turn.
All right. I want to grab this bleeding Albert. I want to chuck it in the circle. Just to see.
You're gonna try to lift it up like over your head and throw it into the thing.
I mean, yeah, I'll like push it. Or
Well, there's people in the way. You can't push it through them.
I'll throw an Albert.
How heavy is an owl bear?
Oh. How much is a bear? How much?
Several
But
hundred
half it,
pounds.
but an owlbear should be
That
lighter.
way.
They probably
Maybe
have.
even tons.
But they don't have. They don't fly. So how much does an owl bear weigh? All right, Google, do it. Fucking do it. All right. Here we go. A full-grown owl bear can weigh up to 1,500 pounds.
It's emaciated though, right?
I mean, even at like 2/3 of its normal weight. Let's have you make an athletics check.
Yeah.
If you can make a DC 20 athletics check, you can get under it, lift it over your head, and hurl it into the field.
Okay, sweet. Everyone was disappointed when we stopped hoisting. I'm bringing it back, everyone. Let's go. Throw that out.
So 8, what does this look like? Your inability to hoist the owl bear?
I think it's like because it's like all limp. It hasn't rigor mortis yet, so I'm
Well,
like trying to pick it up, and its
It's
arms.
also like all feathers too, so you probably get lost in them. Like you go to grab the outside of it and you fall in part way because the fall of its flesh is like under, and so you're like trying to lift a mattress. Like it's very awkward. Okay.
I'm just trying to like push it and pick it up. I'm like, get out the way. Oh.
So the other owl bear is not going to try to fight you. So I think we can probably go. And the drone is now out of initiative order, or now out of danger. So we can turn the initiative off.
I will then walk around to where everyone is.
Yeah.
And see 8 trying to pick up the owl bear, and I'll be like, well, that's silly. And I pick up the Modron and throw it into the thing.
I knew you would do it.
So you just like grab the Modron and huck it into the field. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, why would you
Joel's
do
just
why would
watching
you do the
Abe
one that's bigger and
seven.
heavier when you have one that's smaller and not as heavy?
Yeah. Okay. So it's just like it's
So
a
it's just
metallic
mouth
cube
and
with little floppy like sticks for arms and legs, and you just throw it in and it just like rolls as well as a cube can. Roll a
Is that what
roll a
you
d6.
wanted?
Let's see what face it comes up on.
Oh, okay. Let's see. It comes up on a 2. What side of the motor is
I
that?
literally don't have a d6 handy. If the 1 is on top, the 2 is like to the front of that. Who has a d6
the 2 is on the front.
If the 1 is on top? Okay, so it lands on its face and slides slightly.
Okay.
So you pick it up and you throw it and it just goes like this. Thump. Like, so its legs are sticking out towards you and it's just laying on its face. It just occurred to me that this thing is more or less SpongeBob SquarePants in terms of like basic body size.
Is that what you wanted? Nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing
This is a
happens.
strange magical thing, just like all of those doors. We don't know how to work. There's no damn owner's manual because Alabaster's a mad mage. Can we just continue?
Want to see what else is in the room. We've killed one. Maybe it will be sad knowing it is alone. Maybe we should kill it as well.
Quadrone cube pants.
We could also just put Alabaster in here. You dragged him all the way out just for fun
That's
at this
true.
point.
Go and push him over. I don't think he's real anyway.
I don't think Alabaster's real.
I don't believe in Alabaster.
I'm on several subreddits where I talk in great detail about how I don't believe in Alabaster. So, yeah, what do you want to do? There's currently a alive but unconscious planar creature in this energy field, and there's a statue in the shape of a guy with a mustache. There's also a dead owlbear lying nearby.
And also a stuffed goblin.
Right, and stuffed goblins, yeah.
All right, I go in and I get the Modron out. Go on, whatever it is. Whatever it is.
It doesn't affect you. There's no effect.
Why did we waste so much time?
You
on
feel a
this thing?
strange, like, tingling of magical energy, but no effect.
Okay, I pick up the Modron.
I go back and fetch my Skellington. Come, Skellington, let's.
How big is it?
How big is what?
The Modron.
It is exactly 5 feet by 5 feet, I guess.
No, I got to pick it up and take it with us. Like, how big is it? Where do I tie it on?
Let me see how big these
In my backpack?
fellows are. It is a medium construct, so it technically is the same size. It takes up as much space as you do. And it doesn't say how
Okay,
like.
Why
big
is
it
Cube Pants being auto-modded?
All right, so I'll get the Modron.
Because Automod lives in a pineapple under the sea. So yeah, so you just pick it up. Yep.
And like it's got. Could you make the token bigger again for a sec, please?
Which one? Oh, you want to take a closer look?
And bigger for me, please.
Sure. Hold on, let me do it so everybody can see it. Zip.
Yeah, there's like bits and bobs onto it. All right, I'm gonna hook the length of chain I have onto it, wrap the chain around my stomach, and just like have it dangling off my side near my sword, and we'll just take it to a place.
Right, like a papoose, just like
Yeah, just like or like wrap it on the shield like they do with the like the bandits do in Borderlands or whatever.
it's too heavy to strap to the front of your shield, but you could wear it on your back. I guess your backpack's on your back. So yeah, the only place you could have it dangling from the front of you like a baby,
like a
from a
blink.
papoose. Yeah.
No, we do it like a massive metal chain around it. It's just
It's
like
blank.
dangling like a huge emblem.
Okay, cool. So you're the Flava Flav of this dungeon.
Yeah,
And it's now okay, good. So you wrap it up in rope or whatever, and then have it hanging around your neck, and it's like taking up the whole front of you. And as long as you're carrying this thing around, you pretty much have like disadvantage on any attack roll because it's like it's a
That's
it's a
fine.
person.
I'll put it down.
And it'll take an action to doff or don your
Your
Modron
necklace.
front pack.
Yeah. Do I get AC increase though? That's a good point because it will hit.
You're considered partially covered.
Yeah, sure. I think for attacks from like direct attacks in the front will give you partial cover. But if they hit the thing's AC, then it takes the hit instead.
I'll put it away. I don't want it to get hurt.
Okay. All right. So I've made a note of how long it'll take for this thing to wake up. Let me add it to my list of things I'm counting the hours
It's
for.
going to be really upset as well because we've taken it out of the thing, but we're not staying here for another 14 hours or whatever it is.
Okay.
Right. So at this point, Jewel watches all of this and she's like, so room full of dragon skeletons or another owl bear?
That's just, it ran away in fear. We should definitely
Go
carve
after
up its
it.
carcass and. What?
You can see what else is in the room.
All right.
It
That's a
might
whole other space.
Yeah, you gonna go in the other room and look around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jewel will go in cautiously because she assumes the other owl bear is
Yeah.
still in.
The other owlbear has gone over here and exhaustedly laid down in a pile of rubble. Yeah, so as I described to everyone before, the room is quite large. There is rubble kind of strewn all around this area and that area, various chunks of stone, what have you. And then the walls are carved with pictures of Lee Pace riding an elk.
Where did it go? Can't see this.
Oh, I moved the little guy. You don't have to worry
this-
about dragging him around. He's not going to do anything.
There he is. Okay, that gives us we can traverse the rest of the room without getting too close to him. Won't freak out.
Now, nothing about this room indicates like, well, make a nature check, I guess.
Nature.
Yeah, either Macaria or 8 do with advantage as the two of you get your first look at this room.
Okay.
I want
You're smarter than me.
yes.
Ten?
10.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't. There's a big bear laying on the
There's no
floor.
food in it. I mean, it's bad. It's not where you should keep animals. Don't do this. Don't be like Alastair.
So,
Welcome to Halaster's depressive Soviet-era zoo.
Oh,
I
God.
will keep an eye on the owlbear, and I want to go take a look at this pile of rubble and see like what it is that has been turned to rubble.
Make a history check, please, Macaria.
History.
Yes. Because there's no archaeology skill.
13.
Okay, so you find the rubble appears to be mostly you find like decorative stone, so stone with like leaves carved into it. You find a bunch of pieces of it's like a puzzle, right? It's like somebody scattered stone puzzle pieces all over this area, and as you sort of make your way through, you can see like a hand clutching the hilt of a sword. You see some leaves, some decorative leaves. You see a piece of a shield. You see stone carved to look like cloth, maybe the hem of a robe or a cloak. You see, and this is, I think, for Macaria, this is the piece that helps you sort out what it is. You see what looks like the edge, maybe like an eye, a cheekbone, and like the edge of an ear of an elvish face in repose. It looks like it's like sleeping. Which I think Macaria would probably recognize as being like, well, the surface.
Elvish.
Well, it's the surface of a sarcophagus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are there any skeletons?
There are not.
Those fucking bears.
So while Macaria is examining the smashed sarcophagi, Jewel, what are you doing?
Just gonna look around and see if there's anything interesting in the room that's not the smashed stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna
probably
do
with some level of I'll do investigation.
A Jewel investigation? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Well,
19.
you and your invisible gloves, you find there is there's a secret chamber.
Secret chamber.
Yeah, it's a secret chamber. There's a
Secret
secret chamber
tunnel.
here. I will also tell you find one other thing in the room. So lying amid the rubble, actually, Macaria, you find this thing because it only takes like time to search the room. So you spot it when you're over here, as you're like looking around. I'll draw a mark on the map because you can't just go pick it up. Well, you could, I guess, if you wanted to. It's right there.
Oh, it's over in the rubble.
So Macaria, this is what you see first. You see a fairly large clay pot lying amidst the rubble, painted with images of a barefoot elven druid leading a march of small uprooted shrubs that seem to be walking of their own accord.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so you see like it's like a Pied Piper of Hamelin situation, but with shrubbery. So you see that it's on a pot. It's lying over here by this owlbear. And the owlbear, I think, is like lying like with one arm around it, with its like head on the side of it. As if protecting an egg. And then up here, we discover there is a secret chamber
secret tunnel
on that wall. So there's a secret chamber there. There is part of the debris, and I think maybe you notice it because there's a scratch, like a big owlbear claw scratch that's revealed part of the mechanism. So the actual switch is broken, but if you reach into the alcove and like pull on the latch, you should be able to get that thing open.
Oh yeah, 100% she opens that door.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you click the button, and the doorway, the secret doorway, slides away, revealing on the other side a An alabaster sarcophagus, sitting atop a 1-foot-high block of granite, a massive alabaster sarcophagus with its lid carved in the likeness of a regal elf of indeterminate age and gender, with a yawning cat stretched out on the elf's chest. The cat is part of the lid's carving, not a separate sculpture or a real cat. It's a real cat. And it's like, holy shit, thanks.
It's a real cat that's been trapped in there for like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Jewel,
The cat's name is Alabaster Sarcophagus.
Jewel turns back to Makaria and is like, found a dead thing.
Yes, well, I found something for you to steal.
Excellent.
Why don't you two swap? I will keep staring at this owlbear.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will point to the
owlbear
thing.
is asleep currently.
I will point to the thing and be like, it's there.
Or like so exhausted that it does appears to be asleep, right? It's just like lying there like snuffling quietly to itself.
So the two of us just cross the room.
Yeah. Whole high
Yeah,
five
we
on the way.
exchanged places.
Okay. All right.
I look at my elven skeleton person and I say, so is this you? You related to them?
The skeleton has nothing to say, but if it could, it would say, not all elves are related.
And then I will examine the sarcophagus.
Okay. Make a investigation or a perception check.
I think I'm just perceiving the sarcophagus personally.
If I were more of a nerd and I had nerd amounts of time, I would go through every D&D adventure ever published for 5th edition and make a reference to every time it calls for a perception check or an investigation check so that I could finally figure out what the hell the point is of these things. Because a character who inspects the sarcophagus closely and succeeds on a perception check, inspecting it is investigate. Ugh, whatever.
Anyway,
So
I probably didn't succeed.
you do not succeed. Whatever the number is, you don't get it.
I get distracted by the cat.
Yeah, there's a carving of a kitty on there. Speaking of kitties, Jewel, what are you going to do? There's an owlbear sleeping next to this big clay urn. It's a
Jewel
pot,
looks
not an
back
urn.
at 8. And she's like, this may result in me getting murdered. But I want it.
Sounds
I
familiar.
think I could stop you if you wanted to. I will stand close enough that I could stab it.
That would be great. Thank you. And she's gonna,
Yeah, so 8, if you'd like to get into position.
she's gonna sneak her way in and try and Indiana Jones this. Like she's gonna like pick up
So 8, I don't know if you're going to be able to get that close. Like it,
Oh, okay.
as you get close, like you make noise when you move, and I think that it like opens its eyes as you get closer. Like, I think once you get to about like there, it starts like growling at you,
Okay.
like hissing. Get away from me! It doesn't have the strength to like roar and like chase you out of the room. It seems like, but it still doesn't want you coming any closer.
Yeah, I put the modron down next to me. I'm like,
Jewel,
I'll have to be here. I can't prepare an action. Like, I'll go as fast as I can when it happens.
don't you have a javelin that can be thrown?
Yes, that's true.
Just like looks at the arsenal on their back.
Yeah, okay. I'll ready an action. If the owlbear moves, I'm going to throw a javelin at it.
Okay, all right.
Well, sorry. If the owlbear swipes or bites at Jewel.
All right. 20 stealth.
All right. Let's
Jewel
see.
hides
And your
herself
intention is to sneak up. Basically,
Yep.
this stealth roll covers all of it. It's sneak up.
Yep.
And then try to take the.
Yeah, and I can do like a sleight of hand to
right.
just trying to like carefully pick it up, and then if it's still holding on to it, like swap it with something else.
So it's a perception check. That's a good roll. You got 20. It has advantage because it's an owlbear.
Yep, that's
Let's
fine.
see how we do. All right. So you're able to do this without being detected. Describe
Like a super
describe what it looks like.
for Jewel. So Jewel, like she tucks it while the owlbear is upset with 8 and like growling at him. She like hides like under the rubble, and then she just like very gingerly picks her way over it, like stops when it makes a noise and then
Do that thing in the cat videos where like you hide behind the wall and it moves slightly up, and then you look out and it's like moved closer.
Yeah.
And it's still, and you're like, oh.
And she gets up to it, and then she like picks up like a rock or something that's kind of close, like this sort of thing, and she carefully slides the pot out and like slides the other thing in, and and backs away really quickly.
Okay, excellent. So let me see here. I will put this in your inventory here. You should be able to see it.
Is Jewel getting more weird magic items?
I hope so.
Okay, so you should be able to see it now in your magic item list. Go ahead and just read it to yourself what it does.
I think like a cat with a kill, she like goes all the way into the corner and then just starts looking at it. Like, yeah, thank you.
Okay, so yeah, you have this pot.
The whole time that's
I'll leave
happening,
that up so chat can read it too.
the whole time that's happening, I'm just like conversing with my skeleton about like, well, if you really think it's so important, then why don't you take a look at it? And basically
We
saying
need to
like,
go take some downtime.
I couldn't perceive whatever, but I'm basically like doing the thing where you talk to yourself when there's like a pet around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To Jewel.
No, to the skeleton, to my skeleton.
Yeah,
Can
the
my skeleton
doesn't.
roll a perception check?
No. No, even if it could perceive, it wouldn't be able to communicate with you. It is a mindless automaton.
Okay, well, I'm pretending like I'm telling my skeleton to make a perception check, just like you would your dog.
Eventually, Jewel will finish looking at it and be very excited, and then it's gonna like go up to 8, and much like a small child asking for permission for something, like, "Will you carry this out?"
Yeah, it weighs 10 pounds.
Yes.
I'll tell you
Is
what
it
it
big
does.
enough? Can we put it in the bag? Shove it in the bag.
Yeah, you can just jam it in there.
All right.
We're gonna get a tree pet.
Oh, so it does what is on the pot.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
I'll read the description, everybody. If one plants an ordinary shrub in the pot and lets it grow for 30 days, the shrub magically transforms into an awakened shrub at the end of that time. When the shrub awakens, its roots break the pot, destroying it. The awakened shrub is friendly towards whoever planted it. Absent commands from its creator, it does nothing.
So it's
Oh,
a shrub.
But a friendly shrub.
But like, yeah, a friendly shrub friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's
I think we should call it Groot.
Yeah,
If you really
Elvish
want,
for great root.
Yeah.
if you really wanted some kind of not quite alive creature following you around, I could instruct the.
I was thinking we could leave it in the bar and it could work the bar for us while we're gone.
You really think you could teach a
Yeah,
shrub?
let's see what an awakened shrub's stats look like.
Thanks. It's possible.
Yeah, that's fine. So an awakened shrub is an ordinary shrub given sentience and mobility by the awakened spell or similar magic. While it remains motionless, it's indistinguishable from a regular shrub. It can attack you with a +1 to hit and deal 1d4 -1 slashing damage. It has an intelligence of 10.
Oh, it's more intelligent than me.
Smarter than Macaria. Might as well.
I could definitely
This just in.
bartend.
Macaria, not as smart as a shrub. So the shrub could indeed learn to mix drinks and clean the bar, and yeah, definitely.
This is gonna be great.
For everyone's
Hold on,
reference,
does it have the ability to communicate? Let me see.
for everyone's reference, Macaria has 8 strength,
Oh my
8
God, it can-
dexterity,
It's
8 intelligence, and 10 charisma.
now this doesn't seem right to me. It says languages, one language known by its creator, but it has no organs to speak. Like it can't. It's
Nor
just
does 8.
it's just a
Eight
plant.
doesn't
8 does
either.
though. Yes, 8 does. It knows, but normally when it says understands but can't speak, it'll say that. So I guess it
It
just speaks
can't talk.
magically.
It can talk.
Yeah, it's a magic talking
An
shrub.
animated shrub. I'd like
Hello, love. I'm Woody the Shrub. Yeah, so you can.
the
Yep,
best.
good. The awaken spell. Good stuff. So you have it's a tiny ent.
It's
So-
a, it's
You
a
don't want an
plant.
ent to work the bar because like last call and first call are the same. You're just like, can I get a beer? And he's like, All right. And then it takes.
Okay, what's its speed though? Because I don't think it's actually an ant.
I don't know. It moves as fast as a
Well,
shrubbery. Let's see. 20 feet. 20-foot speed.
So it's as fast as a zombie.
Yes. But it's a
So,
shrub.
Makaria, did you find anything on the dead person?
There was a cat.
Yes.
What did you find?
What?
What did you find
Where?
in that room? What was in the room?
There was a tomb with a cat on it.
Did you
Did
open
you
it?
Open it.
No,
Why?
because it didn't.
Jewel immediately goes back to the room.
Okay.
Yeah, just like unsheathing the sledgehammer. Just like, come on, man. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So you
I
head
didn't
back
even
over there.
try. I got a bad roll.
Enormous, regal-looking elven sarcophagus carved of purest alabaster, which I think is just like a white stone.
More like
Never
Smash
marvel,
though.
I think.
Alabaster. It is a soft mineral.
Yeah, good for smashing.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Sure. Yeah. It's like marble, kind of. It's white. It's pretty.
Let's try and open it.
Okay. It's slightly translucent. Okay. Yeah. Make a perception check. 8.
Okay.
I will help if that's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah. That's fine.
Do a roll.
Nice. Okay. So you got
See.
22. Jewel, I think you noticed this. Like, it is just going in there to do a smash. It's fake. It's a fake sarcophagus. There's no seam. There's nothing in it. It's just one. It's a big block. Yeah, it seems solid, which means it's very expensive. If you could get it out of here, but it probably also weighs like 8,000 pounds. So this sarcophagus is for decorative purposes only.
She points all of this out.
Yeah.
No, she will not add that it shouldn't be smashed. She just says it's solid and
Yeah.
Can you just knock the cat off and we'll just take that
It's
back?
part of the lid. It's not a separate.
But I thought, is it like, could it be carved down?
If you had stoneworking tools, yeah, you could.
Have Smith's tools and 20 strings.
No.
Smith's tools are not the same.
You can use a chisel.
So are you going
There's
to
no
hit
chisel in
it?
smithing tools.
Are you going to hit it or?
What about a
It's-
mining pick?
Yeah,
It
you could
seems
wail
like-
on it with a mining pick, sure.
Jewel assumes that Makaria noticed that it wasn't a real sarcophagus and just didn't tell them.
Sure,
So
fair.
she comes on like, you could have just told us it was made of solid rock and that's why you didn't open it. I don't. And then she just sort of like mumbles and walks away. Like, it's kind
I
of
mean, aren't they usually made of solid rock?
Well, usually there's a hole in them to put a body in.
Did the disembodied voice say that? Or
I mean, that's just I'm common sense here. We know what a sarcophagus is.
All right. I
I
have a hammer and I have a piton, and I'm gonna get this cat. I'm gonna get this cat.
God damn it!
All right, okay, you can. It's not about strength; it's about dexterity.
Okay.
So make a dexterity saving throw. We'll say
An alabaster
DC
cat.
14. If you get it, you have a 20-pound alabaster cat. But it's not just a cat; it's like a chunk of alabaster with a cat carved on top of it.
I want a 20-pound alabaster cat.
Here we go. Most important roll of the session.
Do you have an
we go.
inspiration? No.
So at some point, you're just like, you put the piton on it. You get your hammer. You're like, okay, careful, dunk, and you just like break the cat's head off. Just.
Like look around, just like. I just leave. Just leave.
Just back away slowly.
I mean,
Didn't
the
work.
owlbears destroyed the rest of the sarcophaguses, so I don't know. That one was hidden.
Just close the door.
Why would you hide a fake sarcophagus?
Mad Mage.
But there's not even a...
Okay, so let me describe this other room before you all barrel into it. So, in this room, 3 stone tables lie shattered and strewn about the room, surrounded by ceramic shards. And then there's a hall on the other side that goes west from here.
Do the ceramic shards look like they used to be awakened shrubs?
They definitely look like pottery shards. Yep.
Oh my god,
Like
someone made one of
plates,
those shrubberies and then turned them
cups.
all into tables. It's an awakened table.
No, the tables are stone.
I don't know.
They look like they were like crockery and just smashed.
Yeah.
Like, crockery.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's hard to tell their original purpose.
That's true. If I was a dwarf, I'd know.
Yes.
I'm not. Because
We'll go around the course.
Okay.
Do you have any seeds, Jewel? What do you plan to plant in your new pot?
I will buy seeds when we.
I have some wonderful poisonous plants that you could plant in there.
that
An
might be a
awakened
problem for a
poisonous
bartender.
shrubbery would be great.
Okay. So as you come around the corner, the hallway continues west.
She looks around. The
Goes about
corner.
35 feet and then goes north from there. At the end of the hall, there is a stain. There's a dark, like brown, like reddish brown, like rust-colored stain on the floor.
Well, that's ominous.
Look at the ceiling above the puddle.
Yeah.
Of brown ichor.
Like,
Oh
look
my
up.
god, excuse me. Scotchcraft in chat said, "Do you have seeds?" No, I haven't bought any.
Get out of here. So
I had
the
to
ceiling,
share that with
the
everybody.
ceiling is flat stone, 20 feet up. It doesn't appear to.
Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be. Doesn't appear to be anything. Now you do notice as you get closer to the edge that the hallway slowly and gradually slopes upward as it goes north.
Huh.
I look at the ceiling. Is there a drippy slime?
No. We just said the ceiling is just flat. Yeah, 8 already
Okay.
looked at the ceiling while you were making
Okay.
Goes up
dumb
to it
botany
and, like,
jokes.
Hey, I thought it was funny.
It's the stain is long dry and seeped into the stone, like in the cracks below.
Ooh, is it blood? Oh, let me see.
Like a medicine check.
She steps around it like carefully over
I want
Okay.
to see if it's blood.
to give Makaria a chance to see if it's.
I
blood.
get a 17.
Yes, it does appear to be blood,
Ooh, someone might have died here. How much blood is it?
like a splatter of blood. I don't know. No-
Probably not enough to kill somebody.
All right, Dexter.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Like
Not a rolling boulder rolled down this thing and smashed someone blood, just like some blood.
there's just blood splattered on the floor. Yeah.
It doesn't say if it's like a pint of blood or
No,
like
there's
8
it. You can't. It's
pints
a
of
stain.
blood, or
It's not an
like-
amount. It's a stain.
When 8 says that, Jewel like looks at the size of this. Is this like a perfectly cubic hallway?
Yeah, it's the same height as it is wide.
And it stays the same height all the way up.
Yeah. It just tilts slightly.
That's what it is,
So
probably.
yeah, she looks back at 8 and she's like, "This giant boulder is gonna run down here, isn't it?" And
Well, that was my assumption.
probably.
Why don't you just interrupt the boulder? Aren't you like, I've tried to carry you up some stairs before. You're very heavy, 8.
It's true, but weight is based on both mass and velocity. Fine, I'll go up first.
Okay.
And I'm activating danger sense as well.
You don't have danger sense.
Okay.
I
All
do
right.
because I know what the trap is.
So there's a long hallway, and it just extends as far as your light allows you to see.
Yeah, Jewel's gonna see if she can find like the trap trigger or anything. Like what?
I have find traps.
Cast find traps.
I don't have any second level spells, and it's not a ritual. Which is
What
the
a roller
stupidest
coaster.
thing. Why wouldn't find traps be a ritual? It seems
Because
like
then you just cast it every 10 minutes forever.
yes, I would.
Yeah, that's why it's not.
It would be great.
I think it's stupid.
Also, the whole concept of find traps is weird because what if
I've
it's
never
not
wanted
actually a
to-
trap? Like, what if it's just like a natural,
See, here's
like,
the thing. I'm
like
not
an
casting
avalanche?
it.
I don't find traps is a whole thing.
I'm not casting it, obviously, but it's like it doesn't even tell you like what the trap is. It just says that there is one. You don't even learn the location of a trap. It's the most useless
The trap
spell.
is you were born in the first place. Okay, so 8, are you gonna ascend up the hallway or?
Yeah, I think I'm
Okay.
going kind of slowly because I assume there's going to be like a pressure plate or a trick.
Okay, you can make a perception check as you go.
Is Jewel helping?
Yes.
Because that's what.
Okay, so the two of you have to stay close together then.
Yeah, she'll be like a square behind if that's okay.
Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to take the lead with your looking, but I'm just standing with my body, or is that
Sure.
not correct? Okay.
I mean, if that works, if we're allowed. So I will roll it.
Sounds like it.
Perception?
Yes, perception, please.
22.
Nice. Okay. Keep moving forward, and I'll tell you if you see anything.
Whoop.
I think it's like 8 steps forward and then Jewel steps up and then
Is this going to be one of those things where we think it's going to do it and just nothing happens all the way up?
Okay, stop there, 8. So, Jewel, you notice some slight discoloration on that section of the floor.
she like grabs at 8, like all of his stuff, and she points at the floor.
Okay, how steep is this? Sorry,
I
shouldn't ask that. That's a silly question. Would I be able to jump over the area?
What is your normal like running jump?
It's your
like
strength,
20
right?
feet.
Okay, then yes, absolutely. It's only what, 10 feet?
I just wasn't sure if it was like not high enough that I could do it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it'd be a little difficult, but with a 20-foot running like long jump, yeah, you're okay. It's not so steep that it'd be definitely difficult because it's like partway up and partway forward. But yeah, I mean, you're strong enough. The same does not go for everyone in the party.
I'm definitely not. I have an 8
It's fine.
strength.
There might be a way to like disable it from up above. So
Also, my skeleton can't.
It's true.
Hop,
I could probably throw my.
jump,
Okay.
and then I land on the tree trap.
Yeah. So you run, you jump, you land on the other side. Nothing happens.
Jewel, check the wall. Does the wall have like a different color or anything like that? Or does
Nope,
it
just seems like the floor. The floor is like this section is made out of different stone, like different granite than the others.
She's gonna like climb up the wall and then like
Scramble across. Okay.
scramble over.
Sure.
Yes,
we know what happens when Jewel tries to jump.
just leave me here.
Fix the thing.
Don't
Probably.
step on this area. I'm gonna see if I can disable it.
I turn to my skeleton and I say, "Don't step on that area."
The skeleton says nothing, but you know that it now
The
cannot.
skeleton turns behind it to the empty air and says, "Don't step on that area."
All right, so you come around the corner. So it continues up. It flattens out here. This area is flat, and then this area goes up again, and then there's another way out there.
That can be 2 triggers. I guess we continue doing the same sort
Yep.
of.
It's moving
Situation.
carefully forward. All right. So as you come around the corner, up here above you, as you look, so we see it's just a dead end alcove, but on the floor, and again, this is like this one goes up, right?
Yep.
So you look up and you see an enormous eyeball. It is basically like 10 by 10, like a round, looking down from above, filling this whole alcove. And yeah, it's just got like a big gray like pupil on it, and it's like a sphere. And it takes you a second, but then you realize like it's actually just painted onto a stone sphere that is protruding from the ceiling slightly. It seems to be set into a an alcove up above.
Okay, sweet. In which case, if we move forward again, checking that there's nothing like directly underneath it, I suppose.
No, the floor under it is like plain and normal. There doesn't seem to be any damage or anything.
Okay.
You're standing like directly under it, just like looking up into this huge eyeball.
Yeah.
Do
Because
you think you can hold it there?
well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I could probably put something down so that I could get an extra 2 feet of height and then just brace it. Because if I wasn't,
Don't you have
bracing-
a modron strapped to your chest?
Yeah, I'm not standing on the motor. I'll squash it. I weigh like 1,000,000 pounds. Yeah, I like
it's 10 feet up, so it's like it's just above above. You can't touch it if you reach up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna put some stuff down and make a little pile so I could get those extra 2 feet.
Would it be easier to let it drop, presumably if it drops, and then stop it before it gains momentum?
Yeah, if it only drops 2 feet, it can't be that heavy. And I can lift up to, God, what is it? Strength times.
I saw you look at the camera when Dave said it.
I mean,
can't
it's a 10 by 10 like solid stone sphere.
I have no like brain for how heavy or big things are.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Estimate. It's just I don't really do it.
It's like a car.
You'd guess it weighs like 4 of you.
Oh, okay. So probably not then.
Yeah, Jewel maybe like Jewel starts climbing up on
The
8.
let's say the last time you saw something like this, it was being fired out of a trebuchet at a castle.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So strength
yeah.
times 15 is for max load. So I'd have 300, and then you double it for lift and carry, so 600.
It would crush you.
And I count as another thing, so it'd be 1,200. So if 1,200 pounds is still more than it is.
Oh yeah,
Pretty good chance it would just fall out and smush you. Yeah.
it's at least a ton.
Jewel climbs up on 8. It's like, excuse me, I just want to, and then she wants to see if it can be like jammed or is there a mechanism?
Yeah, you can make an investigation check.
Is it clear how this thing works?
Do not critically fail this investigation check.
I don't have an inspiration, so
There you go. So Ex Machinus in chat did the math for us. A granite sphere of 10-foot diameter is 89,000 pounds.
that's very heavy.
It's incredibly
23.
Okay, so you don't accidentally trigger the thing and it doesn't fall on you, but any mechanism that is holding this thing is obscured from your vision. You can't see it. It seems to just be like bloop, like stuck in the ceiling. It seems to be just like hanging above you. There's nothing obvious that that is holding it there.
Well, Makaria and her zombie probably can't jump over that without activating it.
Yeah.
So let's see if there's anything actually worth them coming over here for.
Okay.
Is probably what Jewel would say next. Like, she'll
I'm
just-
not adverse to being thrown.
I mean, she's not, Jewel's not opposed to throwing Makaria, but she wants to make sure that it's like worth it for them to.
That would be pretty funny.
So we cut back to Makaria. Makaria, what are you doing?
I'm probably doing that thing that kids do where they're like, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it.
Not touching the trap. Not touching the trap.
I'm not touching it.
All right. So we see you, obviously,
I'm willing my skeleton to step forward and then be like, stop.
right, playing go stop with your skeleton. So while this is happening, we see you, obviously, like bored, and the camera shot is down the hallway this direction. So we see you, and then in the background, we see at the other end of the hall, we see a blurry shape come into view as a curious owlbear has come to see what's going on. I'm gonna get you to make a perception check, Makaria. Okay. But before I do, we're gonna take a break. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to see if Makaria notices the owlbear as it sneaks up the hall to see what's going on. So it might be Makaria and her skeleton versus the owlbear. Someone might be crushed by a giant boulder. 89,000 pounds later, we'll see how it goes. Stick around, everybody. We will be right back. This stream is brought to you by Roll20, an easy-to-use virtual tabletop dedicated to making tabletop RPGs accessible to everyone. Join the adventuring party at roll20.net. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Lauren, that was a great face. It's nice. It's good. Whatever you're eating, it looks delicious. So, speaking of being eaten, Macaria, let's see how. Oh, okay. Let's see how stealthy this thing is being. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Perception. I get a 20.
Okay. Well, it got a 3. So we cut back to Macaria playing the like go no go with the skeleton, trying to see if the skeleton how close you can get without going over. And you turn and you see this owlbear, and it looks up at you, and you see glistening in its beady little owlbear eyes the hoot of hunger and desperation. And it looks at you like snack time, and it's slowly like stalking up the hall toward you.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. I point at it.
Okay. It chuffs at you and clacks its beak.
Hey!
So, 8, you hear Macaria bellowing.
You come one step closer, you foul creature, and I'll turn you into one of these.
The skeleton just looks blankly. Do you want to try to intimidate the owlbear?
Yes.
Okay, just by talking? Because it can't understand you.
With the Toll the Dead?
Oh, that's attacking it. That's not intimidating it.
Get big.
I don't
Get big. Make a lot of noise.
I do what the Modron did. Yeah. I like stretch up to my full height and I like take my like cloak out.
The Modron that is currently hanging limply from 8's chest.
And I just like scream at it.
Okay, all right. You can make an intimidation. Make an intimidation check with disadvantage.
Oh, good.
Because you're not intimidating and it's a huge hungry owlbear. But you could do it. There's a chance.
I make an intimidation check with disadvantage and I get a 1.
You enrage the owlbear. It sees your assertion of dominance as a threat to its owlbear territory, and it roars back at you and begins to rush towards you. So let's get another initiative roll from everybody here. And it did not work.
No, I gathered that. Yeah.
All right. So, Macaria, your skeleton begins the turn by standing there.
Good.
Jewel, it's your turn.
Jewel hears all of this noise.
Yeah. Shouting and then the bellowing of an owlbear.
Going to drop her short sword because she doesn't know for sure. I presume she had it out. Draw her bow.
Okay.
As her action.
If you just drop your short sword on the ground, you can take your bow out as you move.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then action, she will come around here and she will shoot at the owlbear.
Okay, all right.
And she'll be like, make sure it doesn't step on the trap unless you're on this side of it and all of us are not between it's a very big boulder, probably.
I did like chat's idea that you cast Death Ward on yourself and then just step onto the trap.
It could work. And then she will shoot at it with a 24.
All right. Your arrow soars over Macaria's head, down the hallway, thunk, hits the owlbear.
And I believe I have sneak attack. I think
playing a swashbuckler, sneak attack is like a series of complex if-then statements.
It is. Against a creature if I'm with it. No, I do not.
You do not. That's what.
Because I'm neither hidden nor do I have.
All right. You loose an arrow, flies across the hall.
Macaria, go stand next to it. I'll do more damage.
How much damage does it take? 7. Okay. All right. The beast bellows, enraged. And it thinks somehow this is Macaria's fault. Like it feels stung. Macaria's making all this noise. And unless you have anything else to do, Jewel, the owlbear will charge. Okay. The owlbear charges. So it slams its paws down on the ground and runs towards you, lunging at you, swiping with a massive claw. And it makes 2 attacks. First, a claw with a 17. Is that a hit?
Yeah.
You take 10 slashing damage.
Okie dokie.
And then it follows up with a beak attack for another 13 damage.
Oh, good. Fucking
now
great.
you are Leonardo DiCaprio.
Cool.
Honestly, like that movie has redefined fighting bears in Dungeons and Dragons for me forever. Like every time anyone fights a regular bear or an owlbear or a giant bear or a dire bear, any of that shit, I just think about have you seen The Revenant? It's
No.
such a good movie. And that whole scene is just like, I don't want to fight anything, let alone a bear. Like we underestimate how terrifying it would be to be an adventurer. So yeah, it just comes running up and just slams you into the wall, stabs its beak down. The beak pierces your armor. The hot feeling of blood. So I think Makaria, like your logical mind senses the presence of death and responds as Makaria does with like, so what? But some atavistic animal part of your brain is screaming, we're going to die. Get this thing away from us. It is your turn, Makaria. What are you going to do?
Attempt to take it down with me.
Nice. Okay.
I cast, what do I have left? I think all I've got is inflict wounds.
She just slapped the bear.
I just reach forward into the bear's fluffy hide and I try and grab its life force for my
I love that. Just like, come here, fucker. Just jam your dark energy glowing radiation hand up into it. Okay. Yeah, that's a hit for sure.
An 18 is a hit, so
Yeah.
I will inflict the wounds. I inflict 25 damage of wounds
It
on this foul.
screeches in pain, and where your arm is like jammed up into its feathers, and you like touch its skin, the feathers in a like a wave out from where you touch it, like turn black and start falling out, like withering. And the thing like pulls
Makaria-
back as it's been electrocuted, like swipes at the air and roars in confusion and anger.
Makaria makes the face that is like future necromancer Makaria face, where she's just like, yes.
Right, you
She's
just
bleeding and like bitten and scratched, and she's just like grinning at the stupid bear.
Rorschach this thing. Anything
I
else
don't
on your?
have
Oh, do you want to
vampiric
use your
touch.
bonus action to command your skeleton?
Yes. I use my bonus action to command my skeleton to decimate this foul creature.
Okay. It only deals it 1/10 of its total hit points and then stops. Okay. All right, 8. It is your
that
turn.
A joke about something that I don't understand?
It's a joke about the word
What's
decimate and what it means.
Oh, Dessa.
It
Like 10.
means to reduce by 10%. It's not as big
All
a
right.
deal as it sounds.
Here we go. So 8 begins the run up, hop, 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 and I leap across. And while I'm in the air, because it doesn't matter when you make the attack during your movement, so I'm gonna do it in there. I'll throw my javelin at it.
For style points, just midair.
Yep.
So all of this
Oh.
is shot in very expensive looking IMAX slow motion. So yeah, 8, like a
25.
Valkyrie leaping through the air, hurls the javelin ahead, and it flies forward, stabs into the owlbear, dealing it 13 damage. Yeah, and then you land.
Afterward.
Brandishing as part of my move action, because I can, the halberd, and I'll stab it.
Okay, good. So you get up, and suddenly the halberd is just in your hands. We don't see you take it out from anywhere. It's just you stand up with this halberd and then lunge over Makaria's shoulder down at the owlbear.
Can't quite reach with it.
And actually, fighting with a halberd in this environment would be pretty good, because if the hallway is like, I'm doing a drawing the check and see, but if the bear is here and Makaria is there and 8 is here, the halberd, there's a big room over Makaria's head to stab.
Do stabbing. All right. The roll is a 27.
Nice, that is definitely a hit.
Let's deal it a bunch of damage.
That's not a
Oh,
bunch.
minimum damage, 8 more.
Okay.
And I will mark it, but it doesn't do a huge amount right now.
Okay, cool. Makaria, your skeleton.
Scary,
Gotta
finish
unmute
it off.
myself. My skeleton steps forward and then tries to whack at it with a quarterstaff. Gets an 18, which is a hit,
It
and
is.
does 3 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so there's this huge heroic moment as 8 leaps forward, throwing the javelin, stabbing it with the halberd, and then we just cut to the skeleton who just goes bonk,
Bonk.
bonk, 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 just like hits it on the head. Cool. Jewel?
rinse and repeat. This time she gets sneak attack because there are people next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So she pulls out the short bow and aims for its soft underbelly.
Okay. Oh,
with
yeah.
18 damage.
Okay, so the arrow pierces its skull thunk, right through its head. It tries to, like, it kind of wobbles a little bit, opens its beak to make a noise, blood drips out of it, and then it slumps against a wall, slides to the floor dead. The owlbear is sloon.
That was almost dangerous.
I look at 8, dripping with blood, having been bitten and slashed, and I'm just like,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
almost.
You turn around and you've got blood because you don't have anything on your back.
Oh, right.
Oh, right. Yes. We better get you over this then.
I say, throw my skeleton, and I'll just. Can you jump over that with me on your back?
No, not a chance. You'd hit the ceiling.
No, I'd have to throw you.
Well, throw the skeleton first, at the very least. It's lighter.
Goes
Just
back
in
and
case,
collects her.
yeah. Just so we don't all die, Jewel, if you could.
Yeah, everyone except
Jewel
for
drags the Modron into this section of the hallway.
Okay.
And then because she could see Alabaster setting up a trap where he's a jerk, where he like makes you think that it goes into this room, but it actually goes into the room that she's in. She like backs up slightly.
There have been in my experience a few traps, and I think Dave, you are the worst recipient of one of these, where the trap is set up to look exactly one way and then it's the opposite way. I'm thinking of that hallway in Tomb of Annihilation where there's a lever and you run in the door seals, and if you pull the lever, it just drops you in a hole full of spikes.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is the trap where it has the big stone boulder, but if you go in the other room and you trigger the trap, then I don't know, like lightning shoots out of the wall and fills the other room.
It's like Sen's Fortress. You think it's going to come down that way, but then the bonk comes out from the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she awaits with caution.
Okay. All right. So, so you've moved the little guy over here. The room that you're in, you actually haven't gotten a description of this room yet. So this is a 10-foot high room that holds a row of 6 slanted stone tables. Each table is fitted with rusty shackles and leather straps. Under the lower end of each table, set into the floor, is a shallow circular stone basin. Much of the room, the basins, the tables, are covered in that same reddish brown rust stain. There's an exit out of this room on the west.
Jewel just looks around very uncomfortably.
Yeah, you seem to have entered some kind of like ritual bloodletting chamber.
Yeah, or like torture something, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Makaria's gonna love it.
Yep.
Normal
That's
people,
what you
however, uncomfortable.
Okay.
All right, so what's the plan here, 8?
Or a skeleton.
I instruct the skeleton to become a projectile.
The skeleton puts its hands up over its head and goes pointy as much as it can.
Well, like, put my fingers through, like, the ribs. I'm like, try get it.
You could kind of like hold the spine under where the stomach would be and then throw it like a javelin maybe. Or...
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
I assume it's pretty light because it's a skeleton. And it doesn't have flesh.
I'm going to go ahead and Google how much does a skeleton weigh. But it's an elf skeleton, so it's lighter and daintier.
And shorter.
How much does a skeleton weigh? It depends.
Wow,
it is light. Holy shit.
Yeah, most of it's the water part of a body.
But you can actually calculate based on how much you weigh. It tends to be about
decimate.
Your bones make up approximately, give or take, depending on your bone structure and your weight and a bunch of other stuff. It's about 15% of your total weight. That's cool.
So it should be fairly easy to throw.
Yeah, you could huck a skeleton, no problem. It is wearing leather armor and holding a quarterstaff, though. So
whatever. I throw a skeleton over the thing.
Okay, the skeleton's no problem. You chuck the skeleton, and it lands and slides several feet and is lying face down.
And it's still a projectile.
Yeah, and it's just laying there like a spear.
Well, do you want me to do that too?
Makaria is going to be a trickier throw because
I have.
She's
flesh.
wearing a bunch of gear and.
Here, do you want to throw my backpack first?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, take your backpack and just hook it over.
What's the best way? And I'm just like licky, like, just yeah, by the head, or if not by the head, by the foot, just swing you.
I
No,
would
I
prefer
work
not
on-
to be broken when I reach the other side.
You shrug. Yeah, I'll just try and throw you over somehow. I don't know what the optimal way. I can't think of it.
I think
don't-
huck, just like pick up by the bum, toss. It's like a cheerleader.
I feel like grabbing
Oh,
someone
yeah,
by their
you
butt
should-
cheeks and
No,
throwing
no,
them
no,
that
no,
way is not the best way.
No, that's
I know how
actually
you do
like
it.
the way. The cheerleading maneuver, you like heft and then
It's
Yeah.
like Princess Ruto inside Jabby Jabby's belly. You have to sit and curl your knees in,
Yeah.
put you over my head, throw you onto platforms.
Well, I think the other one is the back of the neck belt, like 1, 2, kind of like you're throwing a battering ram, right?
yeah, that could be.
Someone's bums
But-
rush.
I mean, if she's active in it, then maybe she could help him out. So like,
Yeah,
use
like
it-
I could push off of his like shoulders.
Yeah. Okay. Make an athletics check.
Okay.
You have advantage because Macaria's helping.
I'm trying to help.
Yeah, like throwing a
If you
drunk out the
fail-
saloon. Exactly. The DJ Jazzy Jeff, right? Like just channel your inner Uncle Phil and just give her a throw.
If you
All
fail,
right.
it's definitely because I fuck up. It's fine.
All right. I'll feel much better about that as we both die.
Mhm.
That'll do.
Oh, no problem. A 22
Right.
and a 21. You're fine. All right, Macaria, you are thrown over the edge. You land unceremoniously on the other side of the trap.
I instruct my skeleton to help me up.
The skeleton walks over and picks you up, dusts you off.
And I have to push the owlbear slightly down because I needed 10 feet.
Get out of the way,
Slide
owl
down.
bear.
Yeah,
My
no.
landing is not graceful, but it's not ungraceful enough to damage me, so it's fine.
And I clear it by an extra 10 feet because I can't hit my head on the ceiling. Oh, wrong.
It's like watching the tick jump off of things. You just smash the ground on the other side. Cool. So you, Jewel, you hear a lot of crashing and banging on the other side. And then eventually your friends come around the corner into the ritual bloodletting chamber.
Jewel does not say anything. She just watches Macaria.
Macaria's eyes get really big, like a kid that just rushed downstairs on Christmas morning.
So that's what you see in this room.
Pick up my Modron. Put it right
Okay, I'll remove it from the map. There you go. Tie your little robot baby back to your chest.
Yeah, you can cast Animate Dead multiple times. I am out of spell slots. It's fine.
Jewel.
I probably am gonna go around the room and poke at everything and like be like, "Ooh, what is this for? I wonder when the last time somebody died on this was." Oh,
Yeah, so you may religion check, Macaria, if you'd like.
heck yeah, let's do it. Religion is a thing that evidently I should know stuff about. I get a 16.
It's a good song. Yeah, it's definitely a ritualistic bloodletting chamber. You would tie victims. No, sometimes these are volunteers, but even volunteers need some encouragement to stay still during the ritual. So you can't really tell. Rusty shackles and leather straps. They're definitely like bled into the bowls in the bottom in the shallow basin, and then the blood is there to be used for magic or what have you.
Is there any indication of what type of magic?
I mean, you could guess. Begins
blood
with an N and
type
ends with an
magic.
ecromancy.
Got
But
it.
yeah, I mean, you can't tell for sure, but that kind of thing is definitely.
So there's nothing like it's just the bloodletting part of whatever ritual.
Yeah, it
and
doesn't
not-
seem
okay.
dedicated to any particular religion. This might be secular bloodletting.
Secular bloodletting.
Yeah, like not dedicated to an evil god or whatever, but could be like wizardry or like most necromancers aren't particularly pious. You know, they believe in the god that is themselves. So
Same. Just kidding. Merkel's the best.
Miracle smites you.
Hey.
So Jewel and 8, while Makaria is drooling over the stone tables, what are you doing?
Jules kind of wants to leave this room because
It's creepy.
So she looks at this hallway, and first now she's like extra on edge for sloping floors.
Mm-hmm.
What if all of this is just one big boulder trap? And she will begin her way down the hallway.
Okay. All right. So this, this hallway itself is unadorned. It goes 30 feet and then goes to the north.
She proceeds with caution.
Okay. Yeah. And eventually the doorway or the hallway wiggles around and comes into a room. This room has in it what looks like a makeshift desk. So there's the lid of a stone sarcophagus that's sitting on top of two kind of half-finished like blocks of stone. So it's like 2 cinder blocks with a 2x4 on top of it, basically. And then on top of that, there are like piles of like books. There's a broken inkwell. There's some like a cracked quill. There doesn't appear to be any like writing, but there are niches beyond the desk. There's also like a high-backed wood chair that looks like it's been scavenged from somewhere. It's like burnt slightly and is missing an armrest. Beyond the desk and chair, there are dusty books crammed into niches on this wall, the south wall. So lots and lots of books. And then the other walls all contain tall, narrow alabaster urns covered in dust and cobwebs.
Do these look like those really big pots that we found ghouls in earlier?
No, these are much smaller. Yeah,
Okay.
these are much smaller. Yeah.
Can I like read the spines of the books and see like is this related to the bloodletting and necromancy?
What languages do you speak, Makaria?
I speak Celestial, Common, Elvish, Infernal, and Undercommon.
Okay, you recognize 2/3 of the languages on the books. The books appear to be written predominantly in Common or in Elvish. There's another language that you don't recognize.
Is it Dwarvish? We've seen a lot of Dwarvish.
You don't know. You just see some like runes you don't recognize. Okay. But I would say with those 2/3, you figure the books cover a variety of topics: alchemy, history, engineering, gemcraft, monster studies, and then there's a handful of books on weather prediction.
We're in a dungeon, and there's way too many books about the weather down here. What is he trying to do?
Very elaborate trap for this room.
Well, maybe it's one of those rooms where you like do the book and then the door opens.
Jewel will then begin to investigate the room to see if you do the book and then the door opens.
Okay.
There's not like a bed.
There's like-
Nope. 8, you recognize the other language. It's Dwarven.
Yay!
It is Dwarven. You were correct. 8 could confirm that. But it doesn't add any additional.
Just more evidence. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, are they like organized in a specific way?
They seem to be jammed haphazardly into the shelves, like just crammed in there.
Can I open
there's
one?
that one puzzle, then you have to look on the bookshelf and you find the book that's on the wrong thing. And then
Right, the one that doesn't fit.
Right, the one that says book about doors. Can I open one of the like urn things? Is it closed? Or
Yeah, most of the urns are like cracked. Cracked or chipped or broken. They look like pretty worthless for the most part. But Jewel, make an investigation check. And you are investigating what? Like you're doing your usual like searching for secret doors. Okay. That's what I assume when Jewel investigates a room, you're looking for secret doors.
Yeah, when Jewel's investigating, it's secret doors and traps.
Okay. All right. So you don't find any of those. Makaria, you can make an investigation check if you're examining. What were you? You're looking at the urns, right?
Urns,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Urns. I get a 0.
They're urns. 8. What are you doing while they're faffing around doing this? Well, the two of them are getting possibly the worst investigation rolls of the whole game so far.
I take one of them and I like do the cat thing and it crashes to the floor.
Just push it on the floor. All right.
Hey, that's my thing.
Wait. I feel like there should be something more to this. This all looks boring. Let me check behind the bookcase. I don't know.
There's no bookcase. It's like it's built into the wall. So there are niches on all these walls that look like this room was obviously never designed to be a study, but there's debris on the floor. So it looks like somebody came in and knocked a bunch of the urns on the floor and jammed books into the niche where the urns used to be. And then they made this desk and then they dragged up like a burnt up chair.
Okay. I'm going to investigate again.
Okay.
We'll give it a go.
Everybody give it a go.
Trying to think of the distinct flavor of doing it. Big number. That's not one of those.
Would you like to tell us what you rolled?
That's a 1.
It's a big one. It's a big one there, buddy. So we've
Two
got
that ones in this room.
the best result so far is 6. Then we got a 0 and we got a 1.
Hey, Jewel's gonna keep looking because there was a big trap, there was a room, like it just doesn't make sense to her that it ends here.
Yeah, pretty much.
So she'll, unless someone tries to hurry her away, she'll like start like taking every single book off the shelf and like moving everything.
Macaria puts one of the urns upside down on her skeleton's head.
Okay, sure. The skeleton now has an urn on its
all the
head.
other urns as well, with like a sledgehammer, like smashing them.
Jewel, you do find one of these books isn't in any recognizable language that any of you speak. It doesn't have anything on the spine. There's a strange sigil on the cover.
She starts looking through it.
You don't understand a word of it. In fact, it's hard to tell that it's even words. There are strange diagrams. There are characters, but you can't make out like specific words. None of this makes any sense. It doesn't look like any language any of you speak.
I look over at it. What's what?
It's a book.
Yes, it's a book.
Does this look like? Is it a magical book? Is there magic to this book?
Jewel or Macaria can make a Arcana check with help, like with advantage.
I can do it. Wait, with help. Sorry, I forgot to put the help on. I got a 0 again.
Oh boy.
That's terrible.
Let's do the help part. I got a 7.
Okay, you have no clue. Like neither of you. You're just like, what damn book?
It's
This
a book.
for
I
writing
don't
is
know.
good.
She puts it in the bag of holding.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
Oh wait, hey, I want
Later.
skeleton. Can you read this? Oh wait, you can't read. You don't have eyes. Never mind. It's fine.
Okay, so make a note, Jewel, or 8, or whoever writes down this book. Write down book from 26E, so that I can refer to it later when you figure out what the hell it is.
I guess I could detect magic.
We can do it.
That'd be a good idea. Well, I'm just like smashing everything.
Breaking everything.
Okay, all right.
All right, so while Macaria and Jewel are doing that, 8, what are you doing?
Just like finding the boxes and the urns in the corner and just like rolling into them and just like everything destructible is
So the two of them are trying to do something. We just hear in the background like smash, smash, and you know that 8 is well over the minimum. Like you're at like 87 or 90% in terms of gear. So you're just like havel this shit. Yeah, okay, you're just smashing shit up.
The most fat rolls. I'm like, I have to concentrate.
Smash, smash.
Stop it.
8, make a perception check as you flop around the room smashing things.
hell yeah. That's what I was fishing for.
Hell yeah.
20.
Okay. All right. So I want to check something real quick. Because so you actually, yeah. Make a note that it's 2.26E because we got to know what floor the tome is from. Chat made a point that there are other floors. Yeah. This is room 26E on floor 2.
Got it.
Okay. So you do find something else in one of the as you like in your boredom start just throwing the urns around and smashing things. Most of them are just full of dust. They're just empty. But one of them has a small leather bag in it. Just like a little... Yeah, a little leather bag.
Hello.
Okay. The bag seems to be full of slightly sparkly sand. Very fine, sparkly sand.
Is it a spell component?
I don't know. You can make an Arcana check.
I'm too
Okay.
busy casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Is it magic? Magic sand?
Oh, so you are in the middle of detecting magic. Okay, 8. It just looks like sand. It has some high silicate content that makes it kind of sparkly. You have no idea.
The rest of them are filled with dust, and this one has sand in for some reason. I'm like, why put it in a bag? Why not just eat?
Okay, so Makaria,
Uh-huh.
I think it times nicely. As you finish casting your spell, the book has a very faint glow of magic.
Mm.
And the pouch that 8 is holding, the sand within it glows as well.
Can you tell me what type
I
of
have to look that up.
what school? I'll be like, give me that 8. Give me that, please.
Illusion.
I know what it is.
The book, it's magical, but there's no school of magic that you could ascribe to. It's a very, very faint, like almost like the
Like a wizard's
the echo
tome?
of magic.
It's a Pact of the Tome Warlock's book, who's dead now.
So yeah,
Yes. No.
just some magic
Well-
dust.
Okay, magic illusion dust. I'll write it down.
Yeah,
Dust of disappearance.
I mean you could guess
Magic
that's what it is. It might also just be like
illusion
magical cocaine.
dust.
Oh, it could be dust of coughing and sneezing as
Yeah.
well, actually. That's pretty good.
Is that illusion?
Alabaster shows up and he's like, "That's my
Yeah.
stash. Give it back."
Okay, I will.
Now
I will
I'm just gonna assume that Alabaster's just high on coke the whole adventure, just like, I made this adventure. It's the best. Yeah. Just fire it
then
up.
after, because Jewel, I would be like, that's magic. I don't know what it is.
I mean, okay.
We'll show it to Rin when we. Where? Look
I
at the
think
fourth
she
wall.
was-
Rin is around.
The
She's
transformation
in the background.
room.
You'll just look around and like,
You don't acknowledge the Rin's not here. She's just in the background of the shot.
We just hand it to Rin. off
Yeah,
screen.
exactly. She's
Like
doing
that.
something.
Yeah, and then I'll keep the thing, and then while I still have, because it's 10 minutes, I think I'm gonna like walk around the room and see if there's anything magical around the room. And then if there isn't,
No.
then I'll walk back down the hallway. I'll look at my skeleton and be like, yeah, that's right. I did all that.
Yeah, the skeleton's magic.
That was me. And then I'll look back here and I'll be like, is there anything magic, Ram?
Nope.
Yeah, magic. Okay, well, I guess we have to. That's it.
Disappointed because I'm like, all of our rolls were so bad. I'm sure there's something we have to see.
Yeah, I mean, you can still, like, this is where modern Dungeons and Dragons and old Dungeons and Dragons butt heads, right? Where if you get a 6 on your investigation check, it's like you don't get any freebies. I'm not going to be like, there's a secret door. But if you think there might be something based on the description, you could still tell me, like, I do this. I, like, flip the chair over, or I poke the floor, or whatever. And then you're still, like, narratively still doing the thing. It's just weird because they overlap now. And I guess have for a while. This isn't really
how
five-
big are the alcoves?
They're not alcoves so much as they are like shelves. The urns are a couple of feet tall, maybe like a foot, 2 feet wide, narrow, made of alabaster.
Well, I mean, at the very least, if anyone wanted to sneak up on us, they would get a boulder in their face. So maybe it's time for a short rest.
Oh, yes, and you look like you need one.
Yes,
Yeah, you do.
everything
you.
hurts and I'm dying. But that's fairly common.
I will spend, while you are doing that, the time just. I don't know how to describe making more investigation checks. I guess we're just not
You
allowed.
can't. No, you can't make investigation checks. You can't do anything while you're short resting. You got short
Well, I
rest.
don't need to short rest.
I will
Oh, I see.
roll a hit die.
I mean, you could make 8. If you're not actually taking a rest, you could make another investigation check.
Yeah, Jewel's not taking a rest because I'm not going to spend
Well, somebody can examine the dust too and find out what it is.
Oh
Can I
yeah.
do that during a short rest or no?
Yeah,
Yes.
somebody can.
Okay, well, I had it in my bag, so I'll do it.
What's Jules' investigation?
3.
Okay.
Well, I'm back at full HP. I bandaged myself.
Okay.
And then I look at the bag of
Okay.
dust.
It's in a bag, not this like goofy elf pixie lady jar. Though if I were to have a vial to store my cocaine in, that's what it would look like. A white fairy. It is indeed dust of disappearance. Very fine sand, enough for one use. Throw it in the air. You and each creature and object within 10 feet of you become invisible for 2d4 minutes. The duration is the same for all subjects. It is consumed when the magic takes effect. If you attack or cast a spell, invisibility ends for that creature.
Okay. I look at it and I say, I remember hearing about something like this, but it wasn't in a silly bag. It was in a silly. Never mind.
So yeah, 10 foot, you can throw it in the air and you all vanish.
Cool. So I will put the appropriate thing instead of magic dust.
Just upgrades. Could probably drag it over if it's in the SRD.
So Jewel's
I'm
gonna
going to,
just like, she's taking everything. She's going through the alcoves. She starts getting bored, and then I guess at some point she'll probably nap in one of them if she doesn't find anything. But
Unfortunately, you do not fit and cannot sit.
Oh no.
he's so mad.
You can fall asleep with like both legs up in an alcove and you're like laying on the floor, but
Just like perches in one for a while stubbornly.
just like put your face in it, like both hands.
That fits. Part of me fits.
Yeah, just jam your head in there.
I make another
So yeah, if the two of you are making an advantage investigation, final search of the room,
Let's try it. 15.
you find nothing hidden, nothing else hidden in the room.
We tried. Well, this room is full of disappointment for Jewel.
It's true. There is a massive cloud of disappointment floating around in the room.
I mean, the thing is, right, and I wasn't saying it. There's like a graphical artifact on this part of the wall.
Oh, there's actually nothing there. So there are sections in the dungeon map that allow me to, if I wanted to, expand the dungeon out. So I could like take that away, and then it's like tunnel leads to expanded dungeon. So that way, if 23 levels or whatever of dungeon is not enough for you, you can cut that section out of there and add it.
So there secretly is another
isn't,
thing,
because
but you have to take a sledgehammer to the wall.
I'm definitely not. There's nothing there. I promise you.
Okay, all right.
Cool.
I feel like we're happy that this was just an oddity at this point.
Yeah.
Such like an hour and a bit.
Yeah.
And so you didn't
we took a nap.
spend any of your hit dice, Jewel, because you're at like 11 hit points.
I only have one hit die left.
Oh, okay, cool, good.
She'll
job.
I'll chug one of my healing potions.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna short rest again because we have like what 20 hours before we can rest again.
Not 20,
The
like
timer for long rest
12?
is 13 hours.
More
I
than
feel like there'll be another short rest in there.
more than there ought to be, and we're gonna die. It's fine.
It's fine. We're always about to die in here.
Where to?
I suppose we just have to go back, right? There's not really. We looked around this room and there wasn't a secret exit, and there wasn't an obvious not secret exit, and there's the
Yeah, I think it's back.
boulder, so we just have to kind of go back down the hallway.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, how far back do we go? Because we don't want to go down the.
There's the room that had the undead dragons. I think that's the room.
Yeah.
We could go down the stairs instead because I don't want to go to the undead dragons.
Yeah, we could go to level 3.
Yeah, this was the open the door and be like, hell no hallway.
Yeah, it was just like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure about dragons. The other option was the ballista.
Ballista hallway, which we don't really want to do.
which we
either.
don't really want to do either. So maybe just like give up and go down the stairs, I guess.
Yeah, we've
There's at least one hallway that I see that we didn't go down. Like it's pretty far back, and
Don't
it's
wanna go
split.
back.
And that's when we encountered the beholder. There was another direction we could.
Oh, there was?
Yeah.
Ballista. Let me see if I can. See
Oh
that
yeah, up
through
there.
yours.
Yeah. That's true.
Let's see.
We could.
So
Yeah, there's a few places that you. I mean, there's definitely a few places you haven't gone yet on this level, but yeah, I can see some hall.
I
over
kind of
here.
don't want to go to level 3. I'm scared of level 3.
I mean,
I feel
yeah,
like
there's
if we're
only
not
3 of
willing to
you.
face down
3 of you.
undead dragons, then we should
Let's go that way.
3.
Which way?
This way.
I don't.
You're gonna have to use your words to describe it. No one knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the place that Lauren said. Backtrack to the skeleton zombies. Follow.
What if the
Back.
undead dragons are dead dragons?
That's true. Jewel did not get a
Yes.
great look at them, but there wasn't.
Yeah, that it was literally like, nope. Kunk.
Yeah.
You
So
go.
just before we fought the beholder
Yes.
zombie, up there was a fork. That's what Lauren was.
That's right. There was a fork that went west
Okay.
that you did not
and we want to
take.
go down there.
Okay. Well, then let's. Do we have to throw Makaria again?
Yeah, but I don't think you need to worry about make one athletics check with advantage just to make sure you don't blow it.
I'm gonna die.
Okay.
Jules climbed over and is like around the corner.
Okay.
you're fine.
Okay.
27. Just throw you into the sea.
Okay, so instead of making you walk all the way back there, nothing has changed. Let me drag you there.
Okay.
We don't want to go undead dragons. We're gonna go.
Where do you where do you want to go?
Yeah,
I
back up to
think
the-
I think the thing is that we're gonna go all the way past the stairway. There's that
Mhm.
really long curvy hallway,
Okay.
past the ballista,
Yep.
past the Xanathar fight guilds,
Yep.
up that little hallway, and then there is where Dave is
Right.
peeing. There's
Okay.
a hallway we didn't explore yet.
All right. So some time passes. Yeah, we get a little loading screen. And the group of you end up over here. Now I'm going to just go delete the original version of you.
Okay.
Otherwise we get a weird.
It's like Star Trek transporters.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Is
so
it truly us, or is it just?
yeah, we crossfade right into this other section of the dungeon, and now you're over here, and there are hallways.
So
Yeah, right, exactly. So yeah, we fade out, and we get a screen that's got like Alabaster on it, and it says at the bottom like I don't know, like make sure that you have advantage on all your attack rolls so that you can get sneak attack against your enemies.
Make sure you don't snort the dust of disappearing, because that's mine.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. Long rests help you regain HP and spells. Okay. So you head over there, you end up in this way, and you begin traveling down this hallway. And I think this is it's not entirely new terrain for you, but it will be soon. Okay, cool.
I'm instructing my skeleton to skip
Uh-huh.
because I can.
Okay, yeah, it skips along merrily.
Good.
As if life was but a dream.
You can hear a little like clattering of ribs and ankles.
I feel like if your ribs clatter when you walk, you got problems.
I mean, yes. Actually,
skeleton doesn't have
might,
like muscles
he
to.
might be dead.
Yeah. Jewel will keep going, and as long as the group's still near her, and,
Sure.
and
Yeah, and just keep going down that hall, and I'll let you know when you run into trouble.
like this is a long hallway.
It is a long hallway. This travels like along the sort of bottom section of the dungeon.
Well, whoever built this does not understand travel. This
I
is
think
the
they
most
fixed the,
boring stretch of.
errant part on that dungeon generator or something.
Do you
Right.
think that they thought about how boring the hallways are? I mean, they could have carved some kind of mural or put
Some
some
in the water
chairs
mural.
or a bench, perhaps. Maybe a water feature.
I feel like Jewel notices
Would be
something
nice.
around here.
Uh-huh. So Jewel, you see two creatures, and I actually have a separate handout for part of this room. So you see two creatures in this little room, and I think, let's see here. This is a fun one. We've seen this before, but not in physical form. We see these two insectoid creatures with long, delicate feelers sticking out of the tops of their heads. And as you head down that way, they seem both to like perk up, like sniffing at the air, their little tendrils like wiggling. At once they both turn and look, they taste food in the air and just like begin skittering towards you excitedly. Let's definitely roll initiative because they are hungry and they're being driven into a feeding frenzy.
By a particularly tasty.
Yeah, a particularly tasty entity with even another tasty entity strapped to the front of it. It's double
Why does
food
my skeleton
time.
always get better in initiative than I do? Probably because it has +2 dex and I have -1. Wow. My skeleton's more dexterous than I am.
Okay.
I guess that's why you create undead minions, right?
So, Makaria, your skeleton does nothing.
Yeah. It's skipping.
Yeah, it's just skipping along and stops and looks at you. All right, the frenzied creatures, starving for their most delicious of foods, rush forward, skittering down the hallway, making hungry bug noises. Jewel, it is your turn.
Does Jewel know what these things are?
Make a nature check.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
seen a
I mean,
picture of them, but
we
there
saw
wasn't
them earlier, but I don't know if that translates to like, oh, this is a thing I should or should
Yeah,
not.
no, you only recognize them, but you don't know what they are. I don't
Okay.
think you've ever seen one of these in person before.
Yeah, in which case then she's like, all right,
They're
bug murder
they're
time.
big. They're big bugs, and they're rushing towards you, which is creepy enough on its own, I think.
Yeah, so she's gonna step up and she's gonna stab it.
Okay.
She'll start with Cricket.
Woo!
Crits.
Hell yeah!
Ugh,
But you know what the worst part is?
don't get a sneak attack.
No sneak
though.
attack.
Doesn't have sneak attack.
You didn't listen to the loading screen.
It's so sad. It's 14 damage.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
That's so disappointing.
Okay. All right. So you hit it for 14. All right. Anything else, Jewel?
And because she does not know that
Yeah.
that this is a bad idea, she will offhand stab it with her regular sword.
Okay. That is a hit.
Okay. For 1 damage.
All right. So now the nature of the things becomes true. So you stab it with Cricket. Cricket comes back shining with creature blood. You stab it with the other weapon, and when you come back, you can see pitting the blade spots of rust as this thing's touch begins to disintegrate your weapon. That weapon is now a -1, permanent -1 to damage rolls. As it is less effective as it used to be. So you can see it starting to like come apart. 8. You see this happen.
Yeah, I sure do.
Jewel's like, back up. 8.
Okay. I've not put the Modron down. I need to do that still.
Okay.
So
it does take an action to doff or don the Modron.
do that.
Where did I put it?
Yeah. Put the Modron down behind me.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop boop, my javelin and start drawing my bow.
Okay. All right. So that is your turn. And now the
Yeah,
Modron.
like Jules.
She might.
It's like,
Yeah, he probably
Yeah,
noticed that the magic sword was okay.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Okay.
I don't know whether I'm magic though.
Also
yeah.
reasonable.
Pretty scary.
That's why she yelled to back
I
up.
don't. You're not. I don't think. And I think that you're.
No,
armor.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. I don't.
Okay. Makaria. Hungry,
It's my turn.
hungry bugs. What are you gonna do?
I instruct. We use my bonus action to instruct my skeleton friend who is wearing leather armor and has a stick for a weapon, so it's all fine, to go and whack at those disgusting insects. And then I will point at the one that Jewel has already hit and be like, ew. And then toll it dead.
Okay. Wow, 23 necrotic damage.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's some good shit.
Let's hope it's got bad whiz.
It gets a 7.
what- The wisdom of the rust monster.
And is
It
killed.
takes 23 necrotic damage and fucking dies.
Yeah, it just dies, just becomes dead.
Nice.
Okay. Good. Remind me after this. I owe you experience those owlbears from the short rest. Okay, yeah. So you just bong, you just toll dead, and it just like, just bursts open. I think probably just it decomposes very quickly, so its shell cracks open, and its inner gut stuff just comes out onto the floor.
Ugh.
Yeah, gross. Okay, Makaria, your skeleton.
My skeleton will go forward and use the quarterstaff to whack at it. Gets a 21
That's a hit. Yep.
for 6 damage.
Okay. All right. So the rust monster. I think. Let's see. So what armor are you wearing, Jewel?
It's studded leather.
Studded leather. Okay. Is studded leather metal armor?
I don't think so.
It has metal in it. That's what makes it studded.
Yeah.
I
So
think
does
it's-
it?
Maybe you could just reduce
Might
the studded
turn
part.
into leather armor.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Only -1.
I think that'd be the thing. Is it would stop attacking it after the studs all fall out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. So make a dexterity saving throw. The thing tries to climb up on you and is like wiggling its little tendrils around.
20. Oh, ignore the bless. So 20.
Okay, sure. So it can't. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't
like,
doesn't hit you. You're like, ugh, hold it back. And now it is. Now it's your turn.
Cricket seemed fine, so she's gonna stab it with the effective sword.
Okay.
And now she has an ally next to her.
You do.
So 13.
It is not a hit. No, you miss.
She doesn't want to like completely lose the sword, so she's gonna just stay there. But she's protecting 8. She's like, I am now the tank.
Yep. Okay. All right. 8.
It's longbow time.
Okay.
I shoot once.
Boom. Oh yeah. It's the second crit in this fight.
That's 12 damage on the
Okay.
first
Now make a
shot.
note: when you fire arrows at this thing, they are gone. You can't recover them.
They are gone.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
You hit it, you wound it, and then something about the creature's innate existence dissolves the arrowhead.
I hate that. I'm gonna shoot it again.
Okay, do it. That is a miss.
12.
So it bounces off the floor next to it.
Two. Seems,
Makaria?
in terms of body language, a little bit disturbed by this creature.
I point at the other rust monster and I say, nothing.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw.
DC
It gets
15
a 4.
takes 20 necrotic damage.
It is extremely dead. It also disintegrates like the one before it.
Cool.
All right. The rust monsters are toast. And ahead, you see a staircase leading down and then a larger room.
Sorry. Well,
Are you okay?
8.
Are there any more?
Any more
Dual scout.
what?
Jewel looks to see if she sees
Are
anyone.
you afraid of bugs?
I don't.
You're
see
muted,
any.
8.
Oh,
Or not. Well, then why are you cowering in fear?
I'm protecting the Modron.
The what now?
The I'm protecting QB.
Ugh.
That is what I have named them.
Not 6.
because of their shape.
I liked you before you showed affection for living creatures or whatever that is.
Okay, do you want to pick it up and like attach it back to your body harness?
Yeah, and it's like putting it back on. I was like, well, I never liked you. Long after.
Never speak to me or my cubist son ever again.
Yeah, but
Okay.
keeping the bow out, I think, for the time being.
Okay. All right. So yeah, hallway that extends north. There's a set of stairs that goes down 30 feet to a flat hall, and then there's this larger room. And in this room, let's see, what's the description of this one? It is an arched 30-foot high ceiling. The walls are decorated with bas-relief of dwarves singing and drinking. A dozen empty iron torch brackets are mounted to the north and south wall at 10-foot intervals. There is a mostly dissolved helmet lying on the ground with rust pieces all over it. And then on the walls on either side, there are scratch marks underneath the torch brackets.
Oh, they tried to get the brackets. Yeah.
There's a door on the far end of the hall.
Door or corridor?
It's a door right here.
No,
Oh.
that's what Joel asks.
Oh,
Door.
I see. Yes.
Corridor.
Got it.
Well, there's no door on this, so we should at least make sure there's not going to be more of them creeping up behind us before we continue.
It sounds like a good idea. So she'll start creeping down the stairs towards this intersection.
Yeah, so as you come, there's a whole bunch of doors. There's one on the left, one on the right. Up ahead, there's another intersection with a door on the left and a door on the right.
Shall we methodically go through these doors?
Sure.
More door. I'm gonna do
The far
West.
door first? So this is just rubble at the end of the hallway, right?
Yes, yeah. So this area is all sort of collapsed near the end.
Okay.
yeah. She checks the doors for traps and then she opens the door.
Okay. What's everybody's passive perception right now?
14.
I think mine is also 14. Yeah.
12.
Okay, you all hear like some whispering. So you hear behind you, you hear this like, you look, no, you look, go look. I don't know, there's something out there. And then you turn and you see this door like click shut when you turn around.
I'm not sneaky. I tell my skeleton to go open that door.
Okay, all right. So the skeleton, walks over that door, opens it. You hear a shout of surprise, and somebody inside attacks your skeleton. Let's see what they got.
I tell my skeleton to defend itself.
Okay, hang on. So there's a shout of like, ah! And then your skeleton takes 4 damage.
Okay.
Whoa, what? Stop. What are you,
Oh, that was wrong.
who are
Sorry.
you fighting?
I'm not fighting anyone.
And so you hear like, it's a skeleton. And they're like, there's only one skeleton. And then there's another voice that's like, yeah, but there's more of them behind the skeleton. And there's just like lots of voices and like shouting.
I mean, technically we all have skeletons, so
So as you come around the corner, you see there's a room full of people. There are a whole bunch of people. They are dressed as like urchins or rogues. They're pretty battered. They're all dirty. They all have weapons, though not all of them are holding them. And they have black armbands on. And Makaria, when you see the armband, you recognize embroidered upon the armband is a stylized Z shape.
Is it a flying snake?
Yes, there is the snake and then the Z over the.
Okay. Well,
So they're all like drawing weapons, and you look into this room, and they're just like
stop.
like threatening you.
Stop that. I'm a member of the Zentarum. Ugh.
And one of them steps forward, and she like Zentarum, prove it.
Are you sniffing me?
She's not close enough to be sniffing you, but she's just like sniffing the air. So she's like, Zentarum, prove it.
Why? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Cool, well, you're Jewel
I
now.
disappeared. I'm so sorry. That was my fault. I clicked the wrong button.
I will prove myself by doing this magic trick.
Yeah, watch as I
am
turn
a
into my friend. God
God
damn it, Blue Jay. All right.
Sorry.
So what do you what are you going to say? What do you do? Because
Did Davil give me anything?
yeah, you've got like you have a cool armband or a badge or whatever too.
Plus, you gave him like 5,000.
I gave him like 5,000 gold. Do I
So
have
it's
anything?
possible they might just know your name.
I'm Macaria.
Okay.
Davil might have.
Make a charisma saving throw.
That's a bad idea. I had an 18.
Oh.
Shit,
Wow.
yeah. Okay, hang on. I still have to fix the thing. here.
Macaria Rada.
Okay. So
I guess I'm technically the sponsor of the Doom Raiders or whatever.
That's right. That's what they're called. So they all kind of like look at each other, and the woman who is sniffing around, she like sighs a little bit, and she says, "Oh, thanks, Sirik. I'm Zalitza." And she walks up and puts a grubby hand out as if to shake yours.
I scowl.
Scowl at it. She's like, "Well, all right. I guess I wouldn't want to touch me either. This is my gang. That's Freck. That's Hank. That's Cosric.
I
that's
don't
Arith
care.
over there. That's Elibor, Karina, and that's Syllabi
I'm
over in the
already
corner.
not listening.
And she like scowls at you, and she's like, "Well, that's rude.
Yes, well.
What are you doing down here? Are you the reinforcements?"
Reinforcements for what?
Us, of course. The Zentarum presence in Undermountain. We've been fighting a protracted battle against those assholes from the Xanathar's Guild for weeks.
Yes, well, I have a more important mission than you.
More important? What's more important than the cause?
Anything, honestly.
Sorry? She like leans over and looks, and she's like, "Well, at least you and your underlings could help us deal with them. It's not far. There's a guard post just down that way, past those rust monsters. It's around the corner. There's this
Yes,
awful woman."
We've already murdered all of them.
What?
Yes, they're dead.
Very dead.
In the back, one of the Zentarum's like, "You already killed them," and she's like, "Shut up, Frank." So, you cleared out the guard post.
Yes.
She's like, claps. Excellent. That's fantastic news.
Sure. So, do you have any information about the rest of this level, or have you just been hiding in this room?
We're not just hiding. This is a tactical fallback situation. We've been making inroads against the Xanathars. We've got plans. You don't understand how dangerous this place is. Make an insight.
So what's in here?
Yeah, anybody who's not talking to her, make an insight check.
Can I?
No, you're in the middle of
Okay.
conversation. Hell yeah.
19.
All right, so 8 and Jewel both recognize, obviously she's being like super squirrely and weird, but she keeps looking back at the empty corner of the room. There is a chair sitting there, and she keeps looking at the chair.
What's in the room?
The room, well, let me describe the room for you if you look past her. So there's a wooden table in the back corner that looks like it has a map on it with a bunch of loose stones sitting on the map. And then there's this chair in the back corner just sitting there empty.
Julie, I think, looks back. She's like, "Wait, you have a map?" And she just walks into the room.
Yeah. And she's like, "Hey," and so
We
here's
need
another
that.
thing you notice. They like flee from you. Something about Jewel really unnerves them, and they like scatter into the other room. They all kind of like run off.
I see what you're.
They're just like, "Ah!" And they like all of them flee. And even their leader, what did I say her name was?
I don't care.
Raticus.
Her name is Zalitza Ilvarin. Even she like flinches when you move towards her. When the rest of them just like, and they all scatter and like hide in the corner and like stare at you. One of them is chewing on his own arm.
Wow, so brave.
Jewel walks over to the map.
I can
Okay.
see why Davil sends you down into the dungeon.
I think can somebody make a nature check? I think maybe Jewel, you're the closest to them. Make
Start smelling this.
just make a nature check for me.
11.
Okay.
God, I really want to bat them. God, I
So
want to
all
bat
of them
by their heads.
have similar, like, slightly oversized noses, slight overbites, this kind of squinty nature. They're all related in some way. Like they're all either like cousins or like brothers and sisters.
Or
They're all
were
filthy
rat-
and they're all scared of you for some reason.
She like smells the room. She's like, smells like rats in here.
And there's like nervous looks. Like they all just look at each other like, I
She looks at the map. Is it
I don't know what you're talking about. So you come in and she follows you after bolstering her energy. She's like, well, that's a work in progress.
Is it at all like logical or sensible?
You recognize like similar, areas on the map. She's like, we've been working on that map. We have had, and she like looks back at the chair again and then looks at you and she's like, it's a work in progress.
Jewel like looks at the chair.
And then
Is it, like,
so
fancy,
she looks
or-
back at the map and she's like, well, if you look here, we've got most of the southern area mapped out. And so it looks like, it's funny because it's not really a map that's drawn on the table. It's like they've laid out sticks and put like stones on. She's like, we just had the one piece of paper, so we had to be able to move the map around. Don't touch any of the sticks.
He looks at the chair.
One of the rat people is sitting at the foot of the chair, like just kind of like chewing on their hands and like looking at the chair, and they look at you, and when you look over, they like scatter and run over to the other room.
All right, what's with the chair? Is it a mimic or something?
So you hear a voice come from the chair. You hear this voice. It's a kind of a noble sounding voice, dripping with irony, and the voice says, "My dear, it's not the chair, but I who sit upon it." And as they say this, a layer of magic peels away, and I wonder if I have a handout for this person. You see.
They got a picture.
There's a token for them, which I can use if I don't have a handout, but let's take a look. Named NPCs. We have one for you? Nope. Maybe we have creatures and monsters. Let's take a look. Because I want to give you the full handout if I can. I do not. Okay, so we'll just use the token. Okay. This is a vague approximation of what this person looks like. They have ash gray skin, white hair. They're wearing black robes, and sitting on their shoulder is a smaller creature. Let me.
It's a spider.
As well. It's not a spider.
Yeah.
It's a hideous little imp of a creature, and it gnashes its little teeth at you as this figure appears. And he stands up from the chair, takes a step forward, and like bows theatrically, and he introduces himself. But I have to read his name again because he's a drow, so he has a stupid name. He says to you, "Would that I had met you under more auspicious circumstances and in better company. I am Rizaril, temporary ally of the Zentarim here in Undermountain."
Temporary.
He smiles, his most charming, oily smile. "You must understand, girl, that in the eyes of an immortal creature such as myself, everything is temporary."
Sure, whatever.
Jewel rolls her eyes.
I'm Makaria, and these are everyone else. I'm not Rin.
Yeah. He says, I have revealed myself to you because I
Okay.
believe you could be of use to me.
Okay.
And it seems like my underlings recognize your name, Death Priest.
Well, I'm quite important, so.
That remains to be
Sure,
seen.
that's right.
You bragged about defeating that awful woman, Nadia. Is she dead? Do you speak true?
Yeah.
What
Or-
reason have we to lie? How would we have gotten here if not by defeating her? Did you know about the undead beholder?
He nods. I did. And it is dead as well?
I mean, more dead, less undead.
Can you prove your claims?
I have some fungus that I
Fungus-
scraped off the undead beholder.
Fungus proves nothing.
Mm-hmm. I don't have to
Alright,
prove
well.
anything to you.
Go.
Go send your scared little peons down the hallway to check it out themselves.
He shakes his head and he says, "You know, you're going to get a lot farther in this conversation by being polite than you are being rude to me. You have no reason to threaten me. I could kill all of you if I wished." And as if to sort of prove the point, he does like, "Whew, I have magic." And like tendrils of shadow magic like flicker around his fingers. And he looks at 8 and he says, "Though I imagine it would be quite a show. Your killing machine appears formidable."
Yes,
Thank
well. Oh, sorry. 8. This pretentious asshole.
He scowls.
He was right. You should probably be less like yourself.
What's the point? If he kills me, I'm dead, and I'd be fine with that either way. So,
So Jewel, I think, recognizes that this is a situation maybe Karia's not doing great in. Like steps forward, she's like, "What do you want? Why are you partnering with the Zentarim?"
We have an enemy in common.
Which is
the Xanathar.
Yes.
okay.
That
Well,
hateful beholder and its servants is preventing us from taking control of this level.
Well, they're not a problem anymore because they're
Well,
dead.
that's more. It's not that beholder. The big one. That wasn't the Xanathar. That was a undead. I don't know.
Well, where's the big one then?
He laughs. So, your plan is to rush to Skullport and kill the Xanathar where it floats? Is that
I
it?
think that is why we're down here
I know.
technically,
Oh,
but
I
I'm
thought it
just
was
looking
money.
for treasure.
I'm pretty sure we were down here for money.
Interesting things, and
yeah,
it's kind of boring in Waterdeep. So
I agree.
He sneers and he says, "Yes, life on the surface. Disgusting."
So, are you from Skullport?
He shakes his head. "No, though I have done business there before."
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
what's getting in your way then of taking over the rest of this level?
Obviously, they're totally incapable. Did you see them running away from you? You're not even that scary.
You'll find that my servants are not what they appear.
No,
The rats.
yeah, they're
Yes, well, that too. In addition, they are more formidable than I have found that it is better to have your enemies underestimate you. And so
Yes.
I have allied myself with these creatures in the name of the Black Network.
Right.
Actually-
And if you, and he's so confused because you're like, "I'm Makaria, I'm a Zentarum," and now you're like, "The Zentarum suck, fuck the Zentarum." Like,
That's a very Makaria thing to
so
do.
he looks at you and he says, "And if you serve the same master they do, then getting rid of the Xanathar's guild will serve us both. You haven't finished the job. Yes, this barbaric woman is a first step, but there is another,
On this level.
one of my kind."
a drow.
Does it have a strange projectile contraption by any chance?
Excuse me.
What?
He says, you mean the animate ballistas? No, that's a product of the architect of this place.
No, the other one, the one that shoots. Like
He sees what you're saying. He understands. He shakes his head. No. That kind of apparatus is the purview of the brigand Dearth. I'll have nothing to do with Jarlaxle or his kind. He's turned his back on ours. No. Shun is simply mistaken.
Wait, Sean.
Shun.
Sean.
Shun.
His name is. Sorry, there's a drow named Sean.
No, his name is Shun.
because his friends don't like it.
You're not pronouncing it correctly. It's Shun.
Sean?
Shun.
Sean.
Yeah, one of.
Sorry.
No, it's perfect.
Well, I'm sure Rin could take care of him easily with a name like that.
Do not be so certain. He has survived being exiled by the priestesses of my people and is formidable,
Yes,
powerful enemy who has gathered before him servants as I have.
Oh, servants like these ones.
Something like these ones, yes.
Well, then it shouldn't be a problem.
So mice or ferrets or just listing off rodents. Capybaras, they're pretty big.
I heard that giant shrews are very fierce.
It's not. You're being far too literal. They're servants. I don't.
Do you have any food or wine? Do you have any wine
where are
down
they?
here? It appears that you've
You want us to
made
kill?
yourself a little area safe. Do you have any wine? This is
Just-
very important.
Just dead eyes you like I wish you were dead. I wish we never met.
Is that a no?
He snorts, and he says, "We have to return to our planning. We have no time to entertain curs such as yourself. If your only purpose in this dungeon is to maraud about and to gather gold, then go ahead. Just try not to kill any of me or mine while you're doing it."
Can't promise anything.
Look, if we help you, she remembers upstairs in the LARPing vampires. We help you clear this level, assuming it's like 1 or 2 people we need to murder our way through. Will you let us get through the rest of this level safely to get to the lower levels where we are looking to go?
Not only that, but I can tell you how to get to Skullport
Faster than all of the levels?
more safely, certainly.
Makaria does the suddenly I'm interested look.
I have allies there who could help you when you arrive. It pays to have contacts in Skullport. It's a dangerous city.
Okay.
So where's this Sean?
Shun.
Sean.
His name is Shun.
His name
His name is
Sean?
Shun the
Soon
Exile.
it's gonna be Shanks.
Yes.
So
I got it. Thanks. Jesus.
Yeah, his name is Shun. He's in exile.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, good job, writers. You did it. Good job writing.
And so, yeah, so he says, bring me the severed head of Shun Shurith, and I will reward you with what I know.
I mean,
Pass
I don't.
along a sigil that will mark you as my ally when you arrive in Skullport. There, you can meet with my contacts and be assured that you will not be blundering into the city alone. You
So
may
do
have
we-
gotten this far, but you won't survive in Skullport behaving like this, I assure you.
Do I need to bring you his head, or can it be attached to? And I motion to my skeleton, his body still, because wasting capable.
I doubt very much that you have the magic to animate Shun's form.
is he not humanoid?
He smiles and he says, the vengeance of the priestesses of Lolth is cruel both to the body and the mind.
Do they what? Turn him into a giant spider?
He just like shrugs.
Make him.
Right. So what's in these other rooms? Jewel like points outside.
So what are we doing over here? So he points across the hall and says, that door is unpassable. I've locked it with my magic. There are dangerous creatures held within.
Like what?
He scowls and he says, why do you need to know? There's nowhere to go beyond there.
Because I'm curious.
She's a cat.
Yes.
I am a tabaxi. Thank you very much.
I was going to say that's very rude. She's not just a cat. Anyone can see a cat is much smaller. I've seen them in books from the surface world. Strange creatures.
I mean,
I can undo the lock if you wish, but if you go beyond, your lives are forfeit and no longer my problem.
What is it? Just tell me what it is. You're making this worse.
He says, you can see him like, he's like, I'm going to scare you with this description of scary monsters. So he says, beyond, you will find terrible creatures, gnarled and clawed, covered in armor, with a great gazing eye that will rot your flesh merely by looking upon you.
and I can do that
Terrible beasts. I was lucky to be able to lock the door before they killed any more of my allies.
Please. She's like already pulling out lockpicks.
Like
He looks at them and he
this?
scoffs and he says, ha ha ha, fool, you will need more than mere lockpicks to bypass my arcane magic. He does a little like...
Battering ram. She's like,
I imagine this is the part where like, for some reason, you can like cock your battering ram. You're just like...
Yes, we could definitely get past the door, but perhaps we should wait before we do that.
I just need to know what's on the other side.
Yeah, and so he says,
told you,
he says
melting
creatures
eye.
beyond and tunnels, yes, further in, but the Nothics that wait, they've proven dangerous before. We had to withdraw.
Nothics. What's a Nothics? Nothics?
You have no idea.
He said sharp claws,
big
rotting
eyeballs.
eyes.
And she like turns to 8. She asks, right, can we go there later? Another time. Maybe not right now, but can we go there later? I want to know what it is.
after we rest, we all assess
So,
how far I feel from progressing in my ability to kill creatures.
I take out my notebook that I've been drawing the map in, and I go over to the table with the map on it, and I just want to like compare. And is there any region that they've like? mapped out?
Yeah. Let me see if there's anywhere that they've cleared out, because I can clear that for you.
Yeah. By the way, if you want to see what else is in Makari's journal, it's on my Patreon.
So you step. Well, hold on though. So you step over to look at the map, and I think Rizaril steps in the way, and he says, no dessert before you've had your dinner. Bring me the head of Shun Shurith, and all of my knowledge is yours. Now leave me. I tire of you.
Okay, but where is he?
He's just like scowls, like, get the fuck out of
Do
here.
you want us to do this efficiently or not?
Let me see. He says, you know of the Goblin Market,
Yes, we killed all of them too.
northeast of there. He's made some kind of deal with the goblins.
Oh, well, they're all dead, so that should make it easier.
Good.
It
It
wasn't a
should.
deal that made him look like a
Northeast?
really tall human.
Oh, Yek?
Not the same person.
No, he's not yet.
Well, you were saying that he wasn't really human,
north?
anymore, and neither was.
Oh,
Yek.
wow, there was one tunnel we didn't go down.
There's a big chunk of northeast dungeon you have not been to yet.
Wait, where?
Northeast of the east and northeast of the Goblin Market.
Northeast. Oh, is it like there was a cross? Oh,
That intersection right there where you didn't go north.
Ah,
Sweet.
wow.
Yeah. So
Just give
So
me
yeah, so Rizaril turns with like a flourish of his cape, and he says, "Bring me Shun's head, proof that you've killed him, and then you may have your reward." And he returns and he sits down in his chair. And
Vicaria yawns.
gestures for you to go.
Do we have to do it right now? Are you sure you don't have any wine? What have you been drinking down here?
Jill still wants to know what's in the other rooms up north.
Yeah, so you leave.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Macaria takes out her flasks and says, "Well, fine, I'll just use my
I'll just
own
drink by
one.
myself."
See how it is."
All right. Okay, so the three of you leave the presence of Rizaril the wizard, and head out into the tunnels, and that is where we will leave. That's where we'll leave off for today's episode. I will pay you right now for the owlbears. Let's just do the owlbears and the rust monsters now, so I can clear them.
Okay.
I will gladly pay you for an owlbear. So let me give you that, and then we'll go from there. So the owlbears.
We killed 2 of them.
Let's see. Yeah, you killed 2 of them. They are worth. Okay, and then rust monsters. I'm not really sure how challenging 2 rust monsters in a hallway is supposed to be.
No, compared to how difficult some of the other fights were, it was a bit like. Oh.
I mean, I also got really high damage on.
Still, like they're pretty wimpy. They're
I
like
think they had like less than 30 health or something.
they have 27 hit points. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I almost one-shot them, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's let's see.
Had sneak attack on that crit.
Let's see here.
It's just to damage weapons and armor.
Well, it's just damage weapons and armor. There's only 2 of them. So the action economy is like they got 1 attack and missed.
Do we think it is best if we split the XP 3 ways or 4 ways?
I mean, Rin was not at risk and so gets no experience.
Okay.
You
I just
couldn't have
wasn't sure how you
died,
were.
yeah.
Which, let's see, 1,400. So the owlbears are 700 each, and then another 200 for the rust monsters, meaning 1,600 total. So everybody gets 530 rounded down. So 533 experience.
Not quite there.
533. That's paid off now. Cool. Okay. All right. So we will be back next time with, I believe, our full cast.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And I think we should be able to let you know next time when these fine adventurers are going to take their little side trip to Saltmarsh. If you're interested in Saltmarsh and particularly the Roll20 like marketplace version of it, definitely give me a follow either on Twitter or Twitch or both. I will announce when I'm going to do my little walkthrough if you want to see a sneak preview of the stuff that we're going to do. You 3 are not invited to that sneak preview. But Saltmarsh is coming out, I believe, tomorrow everywhere that you get your stuff. So in the meantime, though, you can follow all of these fine people on the internet, and I will let them tell you where to do that. Let's start with Jewel. Do it.
Hello, I'm Random Tuesday. You can find me pretty much everywhere online at Random Tuesday. Tomorrow, if you like stabby tabbies and necromancers in training, then come hang out. Look, I made a fuzzy boot because I'm making a cosplay for Jewel. Oh, there's fur everywhere now. But come over here and we're going to work on some cosplay for our lovely D&D characters. So come watch that. It'll be on Random Tuesday, twitch.tv.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to go hang out Random Blues Day.
Yeah.
Very nice. I like that. Good. So yeah, do it. Just carry right on. Go ahead, Blue Jay.
Yeah. When I'm not hanging out with Lauren IRL making a Macaria cosplay, I'm over at twitch.tv/bluejay or on Twitter at bluejay_712. And like I hashtag added for myself earlier, I am doing an in-character journal for Macaria during this whole shenanigans, and that's up on my Patreon. So yeah.
Cool. And last but not least, Dave, please take it away.
Hello. Thanks everyone for coming and watching. As always, if you'd like to follow my stuff, you can. I'm Dave_the_human on Twitter and Dave_human on Twitch, and D&D related stuff. Fingers crossed I didn't run into any big problems because I'll be releasing the 0.1.0 edition.
Nice.
levels 1 to 5 of a new D&D class I've been working on,
Very cool.
which is a summoner.
Nice.
For playtesting. So if you follow me on Twitter, I will tweet a link out for that.
Excellent. Yeah, if you want to check that out, follow, give Dave a follow. Thank you for coming, everybody. I appreciate all of you coming to check it out. We're continuing with this adventure, and if you missed the thing at the beginning, the way it's going to work is we're going to keep doing Mad Mage. We're going to take a brief side trip to check out one of the Salt Marsh adventures, and then we're going to keep going on Mad Mage until we have access to the next adventure, which will be the Descent into Avernus, with the long title that involves Baldur's Gate. So the more we know about that, the more we will let you know as we get towards that. And that is the plan for now. But you can find us here basically every week doing this thing. Or if you missed any of the back episodes, you can watch this show. You can watch Tomb of Annihilation. You can watch Adventurers League. We got a whole bunch of other role-playing games that we played, all on YouTube at Roll20 app for all of that. This stream is a product of Roll20.net, which is the tool that we use to play the game. And if you want to play Dungeons & Dragons or any number of other role-playing games using it, you can go sign up for a free account, Roll20.net. It's what we use. I like it. It's fun. We're going to see you next week for more. Thank you for coming, everybody. That's it. Bye. Don't get killed by a beholder or an owlbear or anything. This stream is brought to you by Roll20, an easy-to-use virtual tabletop dedicated to making tabletop RPGs accessible to everyone. Join the adventuring party at Roll20.net.